Explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert.
And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets?
Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys?
Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral.
Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter and Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb-based
He means the website, which is shoponrazorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
This is the Morning Rush.
If you knew all that Jody's Auto Service Centers can do for your vehicle and you'd never take your vehicle anywhere else.
My fleet is small, 14 trucks and cars. It's a struggle every day with parts, employees, and scheduling, but one thing I never worry about is vehicles. Jody's has special fleet pricing, special in and out service, or free shuttle and pickup and delivery service. And they do everything: service, repair, and maintenance. That makes my life much easier. All my vehicles go to Jody's.
Latest technology and highly trained technicians means we could do it all. From the most highly technical repairs to everyday oil change specials. Tires, everything, even diesels. Jody'sAuto.com. Schedule free shuttle service or pickup and delivery. Get a tire quote, get financing. Jody's Auto Service Centers, voted best of the best by our customers year after year. We're your neighbors since 1984 with 3 full-service locations in Fort Smith and Van Buren. See for yourself at JODYSauto.com.
Hey, it's Ty Richardson, and we're inside of Lily's Sandwich Shop in the Bakery District in downtown Fort Smith. I'm with my guy, Josefa. Today, it was the French toast turkey melt, but other daily specials every single day.
Yeah, Ty, we just kind of want everybody to know that we're not just sandwiches around here. We have all kinds of different specials. There's always something different right here at Lily's Sandwich Shop.
Award-winning Lily's Sandwich Shop in the Bakery District in downtown Fort Smith. Don't believe me? Talk to Lily.
My name is Lily. My papa makes the best sandwiches at Lily's Sandwich Shop. Come by and see him at the Bakery District today.
Today is the day. After countless hours of research, cutting back expenses, and 9 months of anxiously waiting for her, today is the day you finally bring home your new car. It's also the day to protect her with an auto policy from Shelter Insurance. Our policies are competitively priced and include new car replacement coverage if anything were to happen to your new baby.
See Agent Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. If you're needing a used car, we've got them. Everything from the most affordable cash cars to road-ready certified with warranty. The best used cars your money can buy. And we've got a finance option for everyone, whether you have great credit and you're looking for the best rate, or you're needing to build your credit with a reputable lender. We've got you. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath.
Looking for a healthcare provider that truly listens to you? At Elite Wellness and Aesthetics, their team of nurse practitioners offer personalized healthcare with their in-house labs. Get fast results. Elite Wellness goes beyond just treating symptoms. Their holistic approach addresses the root causes of your well-being. Whether it's preventative care, illness, or exploring natural treatments, your health journey begins with Elite Wellness and Aesthetics. Call 479-242-9355 for your appointment or visit FortSmithElite.com. Elite Wellness and Aesthetics, getting to know you inside and out.
It's Ty Richardson with owner and operator Cecil Gardner with Jazzco Graphics. 16 years in the industry. What all y'all service here at Jazzco?
Logos, we do food trucks, cars, we do custom banners, signs for big and small businesses, stickers, you name it, we just about do it all right here at Jazzco. Jazzco Graphics Design, 2415 Midland. It's on the corner of Midland and Kelly. Jazzco Graphics, the one-stop shop.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, chance of seeing showers, a few thunderstorms early, then a little bit of clearing today. A high this afternoon into the upper 60s. Clear and cooler tonight. An overnight low in the middle to upper 40s. And then Wednesday, sunshine, slight chance of morning showers. A high in the upper 60s to low 70s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Shamrock Liquor Warehouse, 5609 Midland Boulevard, your leader in fine wines, beers, and spirits. KERX, Paris Fort Smith.
Hey, we can't make you a morning person, but we can make your morning.
ESPN 95.3. Coming to you live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that doesn't respect you.
Don't ask me if I'm all right. Well, can't they dominate? And we're not doing it. We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
People said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. What's my heart, dog? Let's go, man.
I have zero respect for saying no mock at halftime.
Name of one Razorback is vintage Matt Jones.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
Morning, everybody. Welcome in. It's halftime on a wet Tuesday and getting wetter by the moment in some of our areas across our listening audience. Welcome in on ESPN Arkansas, hitthatline.com, and the Hit That Line Now app. I'm Phil Elson, my partner Matt Jones, Kristen Johnston in the studios. We'll have Colton Little with us later. Guests will be Alyssa Orange, Pig Trail Nation, at 12 noon today, a little bit earlier than usual. Bill King, Nashville Sports Radio, right at the usual time at 1:15. Morning, everybody. You guys are looking good today. Matt Jones, nice to be next to you. This is a little
Pleasant surprise.
This was a little bit different today. I don't think I'd been in the studio since the morning rush moved to 9 to 11, and it's a little bit of a different vibe going on once you get here at 10 o'clock in the morning. Used to be, I could just sit where I am right now and get the show ready for it and listen to Greeny a little bit, and then just really wasn't all that much rush to start the show. It feels like a little bit more of a rush right now. Matt Jones, I don't know how you do it.
It's what do they call that? The hurry up. They the fastball. They do that at the start practice. You got to start quick. That's right.
Quickly in and then not quickly out. We get
2 minute offense.
We get the next 3 hours with. Yeah, you ought to be used to that, Matt. The 2 minute offense. I guess you could feel a little bit rushed with that, but then again, you practice it enough, maybe you don't feel rushed.
You talk about they got another thing called a 4 minute offense, and I know it was a little bit longer, but you talk about the Kansas City Chiefs on that last drive in overtime. What an amazing game. I mean, just two teams battling. But I want to say they had the ball for over 8 minutes on that last drive before they put it in. I mean, just you see them go back to the run late in the fourth quarter because teams are tired. You're not going to tackle as much. Those 2-yard runs, those yards for loss, man, they start popping. You start getting first downs, and that's what the Chiefs started doing there towards the end.
See, and that's why – and I got to watch the fourth. I watched it was the end of the third and all of the fourth and then overtime after the opening game of the women's basketball season last night, which I will intentionally avoid that topic here in the opening segment. I thought about it, and it's because of the thing that you had just said about how defenders feel a little bit tired, and especially on the road. I was surprised that Todd Bowles didn't decide to go for 2, and presumably the win after Mayfield takes them down the field and they score the game-tying touchdown with 16 seconds left. I mean, I thought that might have been the opportunity to actually win it because did you see Mayfield's reaction when the Chiefs won the toss for overtime and Mahomes wins it, and you basically knew what was about to happen? I mean, the script wrote itself.
Well, you're taking the ball out of your quarterback's hands and you're putting it into the best quarterback of the day right now. You know, he's the best. The good rule of thumb, I mean, everything is 100% situational. It really is when it comes to football. But a good rule to go by is if you're on the road and you got a chance to win it, you win it. If you're at home, you won overtime. You got the crowd, you got the emotions, you got the people going for it. If you're on the road in that stadium, I'm with you 100%. I would have went for the 2-point conversion right
It's
there.
the same in baseball. If you get a chance to go for 2 runs and you're down by 1 in the 9th inning, you're going to try to do that. And man, I was just surprised considering who was on the other side, what they had just done to go down the field, the fact that they already had that defense on their heels. There was a chance to just win it. And I think, who was it, Seattle and the Rams the other day? They had the same situation. I think it was Seattle that had gone down the field for the game-tying touchdown. They kicked the extra point. Rams end up winning it in overtime, though that was Seattle at home, where I think you're going to try to play for the tie.
Patriots and Titans had a thing like that, too. They went into overtime.
Yeah. Well, damned if you do, damned if you don't. That's why you're paid all the money to make those decisions, and then you get second-guessed. Not actually when the game is over. The second guessing is happening while Mahomes is taking the Chiefs down the field, and everybody's thinking, yeah, maybe you had your opportunity right there to pull it off. But yeah, I initially hadn't planned on being able to watch the game at all because we had the women's basketball opener. Going to head back home. We started the game at 6:30. It's a little bit earlier now that we're starting games 6:30 at times, and we get back home so that I could wake up this morning, and the first thing I would be able to do after having coffee is to go around the corner and vote. But Mother Nature had other ideas yesterday, and it was I've never heard the tornado sirens going off while the teams at that very moment come out of the tunnels and begin warming up on the basketball floor. And it's almost like, all right, the music started playing. We didn't have any fans in the arena yet. But that was just a little surreal. That was the moment that I thought, maybe I'm not driving home tonight. Maybe I'm going to stay overnight, and I'll get to sit next to Matt for the show. So it was scary before the game, and the game in and of itself wasn't so good either.
That's my new walk-up music, Christian C Unit. Whenever I'm on my fantasy baseball team again, it's just tornado sirens when I'm walking up to bat.
I like it.
I've worked in baseball for so long. If you can hear tornado sirens at a baseball park, they pretty much send everybody home. Well, not home. They send them to where you're supposed to hide. And then when everything is safe again, then you can go home. But, I can appreciate the idea that maybe inside the floor area might have been one of the safer places to be. And if it's not that, well, there's plenty of other underground areas at Bud Walton Arena we could have run. Because when you can hear the sirens on campus, it just felt like there was one nearby. So, and then we played a game, and we actually had a basketball game that tipped off on time. We went on the air on time. It wasn't very pretty. The Hogs lose the season opener to a very good Fairfield team, 81-67. And I said I wasn't even going to get into it in the first segment. Here I did get into it. Not the best start to the basketball season, but one game is not supposed to tell you the way that an entire season goes, right? 1 out of 31 can't detail every way that it's going to go. We can feel the same thing tomorrow about Lipscomb. It's like the same thing about the Kansas exhibition. Hold on a moment. They didn't have their whole team there. This isn't necessarily indicative of how Arkansas would play against the number 1 team in the nation if we do see him again. And for the women's basketball team, I think there's so many unknowns that it's going to take some time before they gel. Next game Friday morning hopefully goes a little bit better.
It's good to get film no matter what it is, and sometimes you want to play a good opponent to try to see what you have to work on, and I'm sure they do. And we don't want to get into too much to it, but I mean, this Arkansas Ladybacks team's not going to finish in the top 10, so we really don't need – I don't want to beat them up is what I'm saying. We kind of know what the season's going to be like. So, man, let's just kind of celebrate them when they win and take it for what it is. And I think a Coach Neighbors team will play with effort. That's one of the things about being a Razorback. They're going to play hard and play with effort, but the talent might not be there, so no reason to bring them down.
Well, and I think I'll be interested in seeing, who grows into what roles. Because right now, I don't even really know what the roles are. Everybody is so brand new. So it's a happy election day, and it's happy, we'll all be watching the election coverage later on tonight, or I guess most of us will, but then there is an hour-long college football playoff show. Should be something to get our interest and maybe get our eyes and minds off the election for a little bit of time later tonight. And this one actually matters. They've done this I think they've had like the show for 3 weeks in a row where they've just basically said this is what it could look like based on the AP poll. Show you different scenarios and everything. You can see all kinds of different prognosticators showing what they think the bracket looks like. I'm just excited to go by a poll that we can actually go by for the rest of the season. And I'll be watching. I mean, I'm certainly interested more in the election than anything else, but this is almost the same thing as a we've been talking about presidential polls now for how long? Well, now you never really know what poll matters, like which one to believe until the poll that actually does matter, which are the ones that we're doing today. And it feels the same way for the playoff committee because this AP and coaches poll thing, though I do wonder, do you ever, like, when I do a radio show, Matt, like I'll have the AP top 25 in front of me just to refer to it, where everybody might be ranked and what their records are and things like that. I wonder if the committee members, of which Hunter Yurachek is one of them, if it's even just something that is in the back of their minds. I wonder if the AP poll and the actual poll that matters will look somewhat similar when it gets released tonight.
SMU, Boise State, Miami, and Indiana, BYU. Those teams are real where I'm kind of worried. Like you're interested to see where those teams are. Oregon, Georgia, Ohio State, Texas. We know who's going to be the top four. We get that. But Boise State, SMU, where are they? How bad was that loss? A&M, you got LSU, A&M, and Mississippi all bunched up right there, 14, 15, 16. So they're all on the outside looking in. And then right now, Alabama's 11. You know, it's just kind of where's the timing of your losses. But yeah, very interested to see that. But really interested to see where the committee has Indiana, BYU, Boise State, and SMU. Those four teams, because I don't see all four of those teams making the playoff 12, but it's all in their hands.
Certainly be paying attention to where they have Notre Dame as well. You know, with the one loss, they're going to be in. They'll be in that top 12. And then with Boise, I mean, you got to wonder about if there's a loss by BYU. You could really have a group of 5 champion that gets a bye, which none of us thought would happen. We all thought it would be the automatic the automatic qualifiers would go to the leagues we refer to as the P4. But I think there's a real scenario where Boise State wins the Mountain West. Maybe there's a loss for one of the Big 12 champion or for the Big 12 champion that doesn't come in the actual championship game, and then you could have the Boise State Broncos getting a bye, which I don't think anybody planned on that. I know that's how they wrote it into the rules, but I don't think that those who who actually built the rules that the committee are voting by, what the playoff looks like, thought that might actually happen. But it really could.
Man, that'd be wild. I like Ohio State. They still haven't given up 100 points yet this season. Texas still hasn't given up 100 points. Now Tennessee's right there at 99. I don't like them as much. And then Notre Dame still hasn't given up 100 points. Those are the 4 teams in the top 12 so far that still haven't given up 100 points on defense this year.
A lot of time for calls and texts, so as we go throughout halftime as well today on this Election Day Tuesday, 877-377-6963, as we go throughout halftime in a wide-open first hour. Stay with us. We'll be back with much more after this.
The jerk store called. They're running out of you.
This is halftime.
The long wait is almost over, Waldron. Wave Rural Connect will be opening the Waldron Zone for orders November the 18th. If you registered before the 18th, you still need to put in your product order when Waldron opens. Amazing fiber internet and phone, all from a local provider in Ozark, Arkansas, is coming to Waldron. Pre-register online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Postseason is underway, and Jelco Outdoors has all your archery and hunting equipment to help you bag that big buck. Select new compound bows by Bowtech, Elite, and Hoyt. Save $200 off. Beartech crossbow packages, now only $329.99. Save $200 off select Raven crossbows, clothing, boots, tree stands, saddle equipment, feeders, nut grub, and grunt calls. Jelco has it all for you. Good luck and safe hunting. And remember, a great hunt begins at Jelco Outdoors.
AAA Business Systems is your printer, copier, and production print solutions provider. What makes AAA unique? Ricoh, Sharp, and Brother Equipment. Fast, friendly service from our office technology experts. All-inclusive service contracts, managed IT services, and 4 locations statewide. AAA Business Systems. Find us online at AAABM.com. AAA Business Systems. Anything else is just a copy.
Are you an angler having trouble finding all the bait, tackle, and more for your fishing needs? Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, now located in Fort Smith next to Witts Marine. On North 11th Street is your place. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle. Also has the largest selection of plastics in the River Valley. Reactor Innovation, Bobby Garland, Zoom, Mega Bass, and more. Check out the Daiwa Rod and Reels. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle. 803 North 11th Street in Fort Smith. 479-926-9320. Also get your rod and reels repaired. Come see us next to Witts Marine at Make a Wake Bait and Tackle.
Sometimes I'm in a hurry. Stay in the slow lane, buddy. That's when I use the Sodies app to order my favorites and pick up in their drive-thru. They even offer a 10% discount on your first app order. Experience different at Sodies Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
Every day is worth celebrating at Uncorked. Cocktails, wine, craft beer, bourbons, and unbelievably great food. Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodies.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages, or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time, every time.
Hey everybody, this is Tyson Fan. Dad, tell everyone about your job at Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash.
Power washing, son. I've been working in the business for over 15 years, all over the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas, residential or commercial. At Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash, our cleaning services include exterior home, fence, driveways, walkways, gutters, full deck cleansing, and more.
Call my dad at 479-763-5561. Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call, cleans it all.
Hi, this is Melissa with True Grit Running Company. Is someone special to you missing out on life because of foot pain? Let's face it, if your feet hurt, you don't want to go anywhere. Give the gift of freedom. Check out our store for all kinds of options to benefit your special someone. We have perfect gifts for those suffering from a variety of foot issues, such as plantar fasciitis, bunions, tendonitis, diabetes care, neuropathy, or just tired and achy feet. Visit us today at True Grit Running Company, 6808 Rogers Avenue, Suite B, behind Chick-fil-A.
This place is headed. Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Find halftime on 99.5 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith and the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs and Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Join the conversation. Call or text 877-377-6963. Now back to the hosts. Here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
So the SEC standings are a total mess, as we have, 4 weeks remaining. Some teams only have 2 games left. Georgia's 5-1. A&M is 5-1. They just have a couple of league games left. And there's a real scenario where there could be 8 teams that finish with the identical league record. And, I mean, I don't even know. There's like 4 or 5 tiebreakers that you can end up going down here. And remember, I mean, whoever it is that finishes at the top of the standings, it feels to me like if you even just make the SEC championship game, you are in the playoff 12. You're not going to have 8 teams make the playoff 12 out of the SEC. So, I wonder if the tiebreakers are something that the committee thinks about as well. because the tiebreakers are something that are just written into the rules of the league. They
What?
don't necessarily have to dictate the way that the committee members vote.
You get LSU, Alabama this week. You get Ole Miss, Georgia, and then you finish with Texas A&M. I think some of this it's going to work itself out, but yeah, you could have 2 or 3 of them. I'm with you. If you finish top 2 in the SEC and you play in the SEC championship game, you're going to you'll be in the playoff 12. Now you might not get a bye, especially if you lose, and you might even be seated worse than somebody who finished at 3rd. You know that there is that type of scenario where maybe you have a different matchup because you'll have another loss. But if you're top 2 in the SEC, I think you're 100% in.
Or remember, they had 6 different, 6 tiebreakers, A through F. Head-to-head competition between the tied teams. If you have 8 of them, you can't do that. Record, even if you have 3 or 4, you can't do that. Record versus all common conference opponents amongst the tied teams. Record against the highest place teams that you played against, that each team played against each other in the conference standings. Cumulative conference winning percentage of all conference opponents among the tied teams. If anybody can explain this one to me, capped relative total scoring margin versus all conference opponents among the tied teams. And then the last tiebreaker is just a random draw of the tied teams. It's like they're just picking straws at that point.
It could be like the overtime game, and you could have Baker Mayfield on the side. So after you flip the coin and they lose, you could go right to his expression. Be like, yeah, there you go. They're all feeling it now.
Wasn't there a tiebreaker that came down to a coin flip in
Friday Night Lights?
Friday Night Lights, yes.
That's your boy Timmy McGraw saying, "Hang on to the football, son."
I think Arkansas could use that running on loop in the locker room sometimes, huh? We're over 20 fumbles now. Not lost fumbles, but still 20 fumbles.
Well, at least we can't add to the total this week. At least we'll have a 0 for November 9th.
877-377-6963 to get with us. Yeah, you won't hear all you'll hear from the coaching staff, or really just from Sam Pittman, would be the Wednesday morning teleconference, and that's it. No radio show. I have a feeling if they'd have pulled off an upset over Ole Miss, there'd have been a radio spot somewhere, probably on this very station. But I don't know if that's in the plans for this week now. And the rumors still persist about a retirement or a forced retirement or something about that. These next 3 games will have a lot to do with how exactly that goes. But everybody's got an idea of who they. I should rewind that a little bit. Does everybody have an idea of who you think would be the next coach? Who should be the next coach? And we still got texts about it yesterday, and some of it are from the same folks who think there should be a change at quarterback, that want the offensive coordinator as the next head coach, which, I don't know, is just like a little bit of reverse logic, because Bobby Petrino's the guy who's making the selection of who's going out there to play quarterback. So if you disagree with his choice, do you really want that man as the head coach then? I just feel like some people are programmed into that. I feel like if there would be a change in the program, your next head coach is going to be somebody that you're not even thinking of right now, because that's basically what it's been like for the last 4 cycles.
You'd probably look at somebody like the University of Indiana's head coach. You might go look at SMU and Rhett Lashley. There's some coaches out there. What were those handful of teams we just mentioned that you're kind of interested to see where the playoff committee, but teams that are exceeding expectations, because it's just like the portal. Everybody wants to get into the SEC. So yeah, being at Arkansas, and you're not the bottom end. Mississippi State, Vanderbilt, Kentucky. We're above those programs. We should be pretty equal with teams like Missouri and Ole Miss and South Carolina. Even though sometimes they're better than us, some years we should be better than them. But there's plenty of coaches out there. I don't know. I don't think there's any. You think there's some validity to the rumor? I think Sam Pittman will be the head football coach next year. I just think we're kind of spinning our wheels right now.
I do too. I think in some folks' minds it's a fantasy. I think there's too much money on the table for coach to just walk away from it?
Well, let's do it another. Like I think we kind of see what's going on. I see that what the moves they made in the portal, and everybody's going to get better, and we got better. Other teams did too. Let's do one more year of it with Bobby Petrino as our OC, Travis Williams as our DC. Let's go get back into that portal. You have a lot of talent coming back. Is what I'm saying. You're going to have some pieces coming back. I like our quarterback. Give it another shot.
Let's take a phone call from Melvin, who's in Sheridan here. Hey, Melvin, appreciate you calling halftime. How are you?
Hello?
Hey, Melvin, you got us?
Yeah, y'all, there was some kind of warning come through on y'all's radio. I apologize.
Yeah, there's going to there'll be some EAS alerts, I think, today on our 4-station network, but we just soldier on when it happens.
No, it's okay. That's the reason I didn't hear you. Brother, I'm with y'all. If a buyout or anything's got to take place, let's just ride Sam until that bus has to pull out, and then let's give these other folks another year to prove themselves.
A little stability, right? Yeah, like we know the office. You're not changing everybody out again.
Well, what else I was going to say too, guys, and hey, it's just a one man's observation. It's not so much of that is how many times have we seen a college go out and get the hottest coach out there and they fall flat on their face? The Memphis coach is a kind of example. You know, he was going to be the next big thing. He didn't make it. Why don't we let Lashley and a few of those folks prove themselves one more year or ever how long it is to finish up Sam's contract? But now look, you didn't hear me say renew Sam's contract. You heard me say let's do the right thing, keep the budget intact, get our ducks in a row before we get stupid and go to firing people and put ourselves in a worse spot than we are right now. It's business, guys. This is all business now. It cannot be hard or whatever. Jerry runs it by heartstrings. We got to run it back like a business.
Melvin, thanks for your phone call. 877-377-6963 to get with this. I mean, there's some folks that want to go scorched earth. You go scorched earth, there is, first of all, no guarantee that you get to where you are now all over again in another 2 years. And it's not like you're at a place where you're happy if you want to go scorched earth. The other aspect is, you know, we feel like there's a little bit of, even after the blowout loss, you feel like there are incremental improvements in spots where there needed to be, and certainly there's a lot of room for growth in other areas as well. Offensive line, secondary, wide receiver position, quarterback as well. I think Taylor needs to grow as a quarterback, and I think he's the ability to do that. You blow the thing up, I think you're starting all the way down at 0 again. 0 being number 16 out of 16.
Well, I'm telling you, each year you lose the top 3 recruits in your state, you're setting your state back. So whoever we get in there, even if it's this same regime, let's put up a fence against this state and quit losing our in-state talent year after year after year after year after year after year. Let's keep getting back. That's kind of ridiculous. You got in-state kids that want to be Razorbacks, and you kind of look over them. But each year you lose 2, 3, 4 of your top 5, 7 players out of the state. No wonder you're not doing any good.
Brian, you're on halftime. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, man? So I know that there's a lot of speculation that Sam won't be here next year. Okay. And you know me, I've been saying it for 2 years. I don't think Sam Pittman is an SEC coach. That's my opinion. But if you lose to Texas, you lose to Missouri, and you go 6-6, you're back to same old, same old. Yeah, you went to a bowl game. Here's the deal, though. Next year, what are you going to do about next year? You have Notre Dame, and you play all these top teams away. Chances are, everything I'm reading, most people have already got Arkansas to lose 7 or 8 games. I mean, why keep going through this? Why should Arkansas? I mean, they can't get NIL money from their fans now. They go 6-6 again this year, and they're looking at hey, oh my God, a beastly schedule next year. It gets fired next year anyway. So, I mean, why keep doing this? Brett Lashley, if you could get him, would be an ideal coach. I don't think he, right now, as an Arkansas alumni, he sees what happens at Arkansas. I don't know if you could get him.
Well, SMU has more money than we do. I mean, they got a bigger NIL than we do. Why would you leave SMU?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, if you want NIL money, you got to win. This coach is not winning. He's not going to win. That's all I got to say about Sam Pittman. But anyways, have a great day.
All right, Brian. He sensed an opening there, and he cut right into it, didn't he?
Sam Pittman's going to be our ball coach next year. I don't think that he's not going to be our coach. I think, but you're going to have another year of the offense. We've talked about this. I mean, the Oklahoma State game, all the coaches came. Man, we're still learning these players. Well, you know what? You're going to have a bowl practice. You're going to have spring practice, and a lot of the guys that are in the 2 deep right now are going to be in the 2 deep next year. That's what I'm saying. You don't want to overhaul when you got a lot of your 2 deep coming back, and then you're going to get to go in the portal and pluck some other guys.
You also know, though, I mean, there will be turnover from the other side of it. There are teams that are looking at Arkansas's best players right now, just like Lane Kiffin did last year when he noticed that the defense took a nosedive against Ole Miss when Pooh Paul got hurt, and they made their move as soon as the season was over. And, heck, they might have even made a move before the season was over. I mean, and I agree with you. I mean, the 2 deep you have, if you were to translate it to next year, I think you could have a better team than you have right now, as if everybody develops. But, you know, the idea of keeping a whole coaching staff together and a team together on an annual basis, I don't know if that's a world that we live in right now. Now, on the other hand, maybe you can still improve at certain positions. If the NIL position improves, or you get a situation where you get guys in other leagues that want to come play in the SEC. But, yeah, I mean, I feel like you'd be blowing something up that would be 4-8 after going 4-8. You know, part of the problem is you've reached where you were 2 years ago, 6-6, potentially. We still have the 3 games left. Who knows? You pull off an upset over these next 2 SEC teams, we're having a different conversation.
Even if you see, I think we have a chance, more of a chance against Texas. I think we talked about this. I think we have more of a chance against Texas than we did Ole Miss, and we just saw what happened against Ole Miss. So we're going to leave that a standalone. But best case scenario, you beat La Tech, you beat Missouri, then win your bowl game, you're finishing on a 3-game win streak. Everybody's mind to be totally different than what's going on, what we just saw. Let's don't be prisoners of the moment, I guess. Yes, it was bad. It hurt. That was hard to watch, and all the way around. I mean, from the word jump, it was. But I think let's let it settle in. Let's see how they finish the season. I think we're going to have a better effort. Like I said, I think we have a better chance to beat Texas than it won't be 63-31 against Texas. I'll say that. But let's say then you beat La Tech, beat Missouri. You could finish the game, win a bowl game, 3-game winning streak. Man, everybody will be singing a different tune.
Let's take a quick break. We'll come back. More of your phone calls right after this. It's halftime. 877-377-6963 if you want to hit up with us. And we are right back.
Hey, it's Enrico Palazzo. This is halftime. You can now download our new app in the iTunes or Google Play Store. Listen anytime and anywhere on your favorite mobile device. Just search Hit That Line now.
Recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text REP to 321321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text REP to 321321. That's REP to 321321.
You're listening to Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Center Studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
The Newmeyer family is a mainstay in Fort Smith, and their newest restaurant, the Whippoorwill, has so much to offer. Friday night catfish, good. Tuesday nights, kids 10 and under eat free with an adult meal purchase. Don't forget about Whippoorwill for every Hogs game with their massive projection screen. For catering options, call 479-769-2095. Newmeyer's Whippoorwill Restaurant, now a part of the Newmeyer family.
At Arvest Bank, we believe in the power of serving others. That's why we're committed to working with and supporting those who serve our communities. From the ones who are making a difference in big and small ways every day, to those who are helping create better tomorrows. We appreciate everything you do, and we're proud to work alongside you. Because every community deserves a financial partner who cares. Arvest Bank. We believe.
This is Northside head football coach Felix Curry. I call 782-8940. That's 782-8940.
Hi, this is Ricky Smith, head basketball coach for the Northside Lady Bears. I dial 782-8940. That's 782-8940.
Football and fall, what a great time of the year. It's also a great time to take advantage of York Factory rebates on high-efficiency HVAC products. Give us a call at 782-8940.
That's 782-8940.
Valley Family Dental, formerly known as Riley Farm Dental, at the entrance to Riley Farms, provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients better lives with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, now offering same-day crown service. Mention you heard this ad on ESPN Radio at your next appointment and receive a free bleaching kit or $100 off in-office accelerated whitening. Call 226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com. Looking to protect yourself and your family this flu season? Law's Drug Store at 6802 Rogers Avenue offers the latest vaccines for adults and seniors in both COVID-19 and the flu. Law's Drug Store has friendly pharmacists ready to assist you with no appointment necessary. Call 452-6116. It's quick, it's easy, and in most cases, free with your insurance. Law's Drug Store, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind Outback Steakhouse. Open 6 days a week to care for you and your family.
Walk-Ons is always a win, whether it's for a post-game celebration, drinks with the crew, or an easy weeknight dinner. Walk-Ons has you covered. Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers and cocktails. Dig into their mouth-watering menu items like po' boys, gumbo, and voodoo shrimp, plus fan favorites like juicy burgers and fresh salads. Find your nearest location in Rogers, Fayetteville, Fort Smith, Conway, and Little Rock, or order online or in the app. Walk-On Sports Bistro for the win.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Warm sun, beat me up, load it up, loading for a change, and I slip some, boil away. Everybody, everything my love swallowed, swallowed. I'm with everyone now.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Want to jump in the conversation? Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Woods in Bentonville texted in. He told me he was voting for it today. I am not asking who anybody is voting for today. Woods told me, though, he's voting for Abner Doubleday, which is a nice vote for baseball. It's a good write-in candidate, isn't it? It's fake news, though, Woods. He didn't really invent baseball, so I don't know what you can believe in this time. What's with all the water bottles in our studios? They're full water bottles all over the place.
I got to work and I don't have an office or anything. But
I like to take a drink and then just leave it for.
Just kind of sit. You play the game where you try to toss it and see if it can land on its upright. There you go. See, that's what you're just getting the level right.
You really want to do it in a dangerous way in this radio studio. Play that game with the bottle cap off.
Ooh.
Then we're having lots of fun.
Ooh.
Now we're playing spill the bottle. Spin the bottle used to be fun. Spill the bottle is a whole different game. You have to play that late at night. Yeah, but what I don't get it. I don't get all the water bottles. And it's just like some of them have. It's not even just like you drank 3/4 of the water and left it there because you forgot about it and had something to do. We're talking about a bottle of water that was opened and just left there. I don't even think he looked at the water. I know that's not you, Matt, because you don't drink still water. You're a sparkling guy.
Yeah, sparkling guy out of the can. I made the transition about 3 years ago, and I tried. I don't really try to get people to think how I think or come over to my side, but come on over, man. The water's good.
Do you brush your teeth with the sparkling water too? You ever try that?
Oh man, you know what I do? What I will do is my ice tray is the bottles of water that are being left around here. I'll just come by and collect those waters that people leave, and that's how I make my ice. So at least it's filtered ice. So nothing, no child left behind, no water bottle left behind. We'll figure it out.
You're like the reverse Johnny Appleseed of water bottles. It's a really amazing accomplishment that you pulled off. You have the cleanest ice in all of our listening area.
And so now if you do the ice with the sparkling water, you have to let the cup, if it's a Topo Chico or all whatever, you let it sit out for at least overnight. And then when you fill your ice cap up, when you fill it up, you just leave it like you're filling a muffin because it will expand and go over the side. So you don't fill it up as much as you do with your still water. But if you get some lemon, I know you like to make mixed drinks, so you can do that with your flavored ice, and it's kind of, man, it's
revolutionary. That's right. That sound you heard was my head exploding. It's the same idea as the first time I realized that you can make a pasta sauce, freeze it in your ice cube maker, and then you just it works you just heat the stuff up in the microwave whenever you're ready for it. We don't even think about the things we can do with our freezer. Eduardo has given us a call, 877-377-6963. Eduardo, does the recipe freeze very well? Because it was frozen on Saturday.
I tell you what, that recipe, it really didn't taste very good at all. I still have a sick feeling in my stomach. I mean, that's one of the worst home losses in the history of our program. Let me say this. You can be... If I'll say it again, I don't want to be a broken record. I have mixed feelings about Coach Pittman. He's such a likable guy, lovable guy. But now as a coach, not so much. I think we hired a guy. He's trying to learn on the job. And the SEC is a tough place to learn. Let me say this. If I was going, I don't know how the season's going to end. But let me tell you that. You bring that performance down the next 3 games, yes, we may beat Louisiana Tech. I wouldn't bank on it. I wouldn't count that as a win just yet with that performance. I mean, and here's the thing under Coach Pittman. For 2 years on our offensive line, how many years is it going to take it to get it fixed? And you're supposed to be an offensive line guy. Take it over yourself if you have to. But, I mean, you cannot block like that and win football games in this league or any other league. I mean, they're just not blocking. I mean, at least get somebody, get in their face, get in their rear, and tell them to get in front of somebody. You cannot allow them to come in and decapitate your quarterback. I mean, that can't happen. I mean, and so 2 years you haven't got it fixed yet. So you don't bring them back next year for more? I don't think so. If I was campaigning, I'd campaign for Pat Ashley. You know why? That no huddle, air raid offense. I tell you this, you don't mess around. If I'm Hunter Yurchek, to me, I think they're trying to see if we can beat Louisiana Tech and get to 6-6. And to me, our program's better than that. I love this program. I love the players that have come through our program. No more than one sitting next to you that provided home delight on game days. And, I think our program is better than what it is. It should be. And if you don't expect better, then shame on you. Because our program, the players that have built this legacy, that's what it's all about. I'm talking about players that build our program. Billy Ray Smith, Dan Hampton, Steve Atwater, and much more. Ken Hamlin, Darren McFadden, Matt Jones, Ryan Murray. That's what it's all about. And you put on a performance like I think Coach Pittman is 33% at home of the worst home losses in the history of our program, and that cannot take place. As much as I love them, you know what I mean? You think I'm going to cry for Coach Pittman and Miss Pittman? They got enough money. We made them filthy rich, and they can go travel the world in the 7 seas and and live in luxury. So I think they need to really look at this. Even if it gets you 6-6, you need to look at it hard. I think they're just trying to see if we can beat Louisiana Tech before they pull the plug. Thank you for taking my call.
All right, Eduardo, thank you for listening to our show.
You know, I don't know what's going to happen up there as far as I see how this schedule can work out, but I don't want anything to happen during the season, Eduardo. Like, I don't think we need another fire. And we had one of those last year. I think we're a little more stability. I just don't know how it looks in the transfer portal with your high school recruits if you're firing your head coach for the season's over, and we just went through it last year. Not saying they might not make changes. All your points are valid. He's had some really bad losses at home as Arkansas football as the head coach. That's 100% true. Let's let it play out. There's 3 more games left. I'm telling you, I think we're going to play good against Texas. You win Louisiana Tech, Missouri, and a bowl game. You're going to finish the season on a 3-game win streak. Then what do you want? So we finished on a 3-game win streak. Do you then is it you still? I mean, we still up in arms?
You know, I also think like if there is a change, and it's like Eddie had said, he wanted a Rhett Lashley style offense.
Is that kind of Mike Leach? Is that what you would say? Because it's a little different. Maybe Petrino when he first got in here, because it's going to be totally different because than a running style of offense that we're used to.
Now you're talking about a different style of personnel too, which you've already done, switching over from Bielema to Morris, and then you did again from Morris to Pittman. And I mean, you know, part of this, part of the, I think one of the facts of you know the most successful season under Sam is that a lot of that was with some of Chad's players. You know, not advocating for necessarily that style of coach or of offense, but that definitely was, I think, a factor of it as well. But I mean, you bring in another coach with a completely different style. Now you are just zigging and zagging in so many different directions over what, a 10-year period, 11, 12-year period. You talk about stability. That is just no way to have any kind of stability. That is burning the whole thing down. That is burning the whole thing down and starting from scratch. You're going to be completely new coaching staff, completely new personnel at that point. If you're making that kind of change to where you're going to a completely different style of offense, or a coach who I think in some people's mind they'd like a coach that already has a built-in offensive philosophy, which I don't think Sam had when he came in. He's kind of just going with whatever the coordinator's philosophy is. But I think that's one of the things that some folks are thinking about.
Well, and that's okay. You know, you got to have a good coordinator. That's true. The head coach, just like your boy Mark Stoops talks about, there's a lot more that the head coach has to do. You know, you need to your game managing skill needs to be at 100%. You know, your people skill, your fundraising skill. There's a lot of other things that a head coach has to do, where I think when you get to your offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator, you want to be on the same page, no question. The more smart people you can get in the room should be a better product. I like our OC. I like our DC. I like what they're doing. I think, look what Dion did at Colorado in year 2. That's what I think. I don't want us to just get too far ahead of ourselves. And yeah, it was a bad loss last week, but we got 3 more games this year. Let's give this team, this Travis Williams and Bobby Petrino, a year 2. I think they're going to be better. The message will be better. The evaluation of talent will be better. Knowing what to expect. I just think all those things will be better for them.
All right, we are right up against the break. Got a caller on hold. We'll get to that right after this break on Halftime on ESPN Arkansas and HitThatLine.com.
It'll be like this one time at band camp.
This is Halftime.
Have you tried the TGI Friday weekday deals? On Monday, they have 50-cent wings, traditional or boneless, 10-piece minimum. Tuesday, cheeseburgers and fries with a fountain drink for $10. On Wednesday, Cajun shrimp and chicken pasta for only $12. On Thursday, enjoy a half a rack of ribs for only $12. Stop by and check out the weekday deals at TGI Fridays, I-540 at Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. In here, it's always Friday.
In the communities we serve, we know your energy is best spent on the things you enjoy. That's why we're helping you save your energy with natural gas. More efficient than other energy sources, save your energy for cheering on the Hogs. Be tailgate ready with your natural gas-powered outdoor grill. Enjoy fast, cozy comfort from your natural gas fireplace when ball games get chilly. At AOG, we know your Razorback pride runs deep. Ours does too. And so does our commitment to caring for the communities we serve with Always On Energy. Visit AOGC.com.
Today is the day. After countless hours of research, cutting back expenses, and 9 months of anxiously waiting for her, today is the day you finally bring home your new car. It's also the day to protect her with an auto policy from Shelter Insurance. Our policies are competitively priced and include new car replacement coverage if anything were to happen to your new baby.
See Agent Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
Summertime in Arkansas means pond and creek fishing, and nothing catches bass and bluegill in a pond like a Rebel Crickhopper. You can twitch it, pop it, walk it, and swim it. It's the ultralight fishing lure that looks and acts like a real grasshopper. The Crickhopper works great in tandem with light spinning rods and reels with 4 or 6 pound fishing line. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle shops everywhere. The Rebel Crickhopper.
Remodeling your bathroom? Don't let your imagination be limited by out-of-the-box shower doors or tub enclosures. Arkansas Glass and Mirror is your local source for all things glass, including plexiglass, mirrors, and shower doors since 1964. Arkansas Glass and Mirror has more selections, better prices, and the experience to help you build the shower of your dreams. They also have the only showroom in the area to help you create those dreams. Professional installation and professional service. Only at Arkansas Glass and Mirror, 1316 South Zero, Fort Smith, or online at arkansasglassandmirror.com.
If you knew all that Jody's Auto Service Centers can do for your vehicle and you'd never take your vehicle anywhere else.
My fleet is small, 14 trucks and cars. It's a struggle every day with parts, employees, and scheduling, but one thing I never worry about is vehicles. Jody's has special fleet pricing, special in and out service, or free shuttle and pickup and delivery service. And they do everything, service, repair, and maintenance. That makes my life much easier. All my vehicles go to Jody's.
Latest technology and highly trained technicians means we can do it all. From the most highly technical repairs to everyday oil change specials, tires, everything, even diesels. Jody'sAuto.com schedule free shuttle service or pickup and delivery. Get a tire quote, get financing. Jody's Auto Service Centers, voted best of the best by our customers year after year. We're your neighbors since 1984 with 3 full-service locations in Fort Smith and Van Buren. See for yourself at JODYSauto.com.
The best things in life never change. They just get better, like Hardee's Original Bag, just $6.99. Loaded with fries, a drink, and 2 full-size favorites. A juicy charbroiled double cheeseburger, melty hot ham and cheese sandwich, or crispy hand-breaded chicken tender wrap. Choose any 2 plus fries and a drink, all only $6.99. Hardee's Original Bag, loaded with handcrafted goodness. It's the greatest meal deal for your buck. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
You gotta keep them separated.
Welcome back into Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Studios. Crabtree RV Center in Alma, where we make your dreams come true.
Headed right to the phones as we wrap up hour number 1 of Halftime with Joe in Marshall. Hey, Joe, thanks for calling and thanks for holding. How are you?
Good. How are you guys doing?
We're
Trying to
good.
stay dry.
Yeah, me too. That's why I stayed overnight.
Well, I just have a comment. I think that everybody's getting really riled up. This is not a one issue fix. This is not something that you're going to be able to fire your coach for this right now and put somebody new in, and it's all going to be fixed. It's not going to happen like that.
Hey, I think those are highly intelligent words. I think too often we feel like just starting over from scratch means that you can fix the problems that were there. Doesn't always necessarily mean that is true. I mean, you end up stuck in a bit of a vicious cycle right now. Get a coach that has to build a program up from ground zero. It's a tough thing to do. And then you start all over again in 3 or 4 years.
And so, yeah, I'm with you. So if you go out and you say, all right, so in the portal you get 3 fixes, D-line, what if we could go get 2 defensive tackles out there, get another running back? Like what type of position do you think would benefit this team the most?
Joe, that was for you, I think.
So that was for me?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, the corner. I think that your corners.
Yeah, we got attacked. That was our worst tackling game I've seen. That was bad.
I mean, your defensive line is not that bad that it can't stop a run, but your corners kill you, and that's what opens the run up then, because the guys ain't, they're just blowing them off. But you gotta start somewhere, and not right now with all these kids listening to these people trying to fire the coach and trying to do this and trying to do that. That plays in their mind as well every day.
I think you're absolutely right that it's a very bold and angry reaction to this one game, but it's also more than just the one game. It's the LSU game as well. It's last November as well. I think a lot of folks can accept the idea that you win some close games, you lose some close games. But in their minds, too many of those close games have gone in the other direction, and home blowouts in the SEC become something that is unacceptable. And then you end up talking about there are things the first thing you can't do is get your head handed to you on a silver platter in your own building. And if it happens once, that's a fluke. It's
the new norm.
It is a couple seasons now where this has become a norm, and that can't happen. It can't happen.
I thanks for the call. What I'm saying is there's a pot of money that we get to divvy up. Where are we going to go spend? Because Taylon Green's going to cost double what he cost this year. Braylon Russell's going to cost double what he cost this year. I don't know if Luke Haas is, but probably so. So you're going to start looking at some pieces, and you're going to have to go out and try to evaluate some talent. If they're guys at Indiana, if they're guys at UNLV, if they're not necessarily SEC guys, and hopefully they come to fruition.
We move into hour number 2. We'll be joined by Alyssa Orange from Take Trail Nation right at the top of the hour, a little bit earlier than usual. Stay with Halftime. We are right back.
Valley Family Dental, formerly known as Riley Farm Dental, at the entrance to Riley Farms, provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients better lives with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, now offering same-day crown service. Mention you heard this ad on ESPN Radio at your next appointment and receive a free bleaching kit or $100 off in-office accelerated whitening. Call 226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
The long wait is almost over, Waldron. Wave Rural Connect will be opening the Waldron Zone for orders November the 18th. If you registered before the 18th, you still need to put in your product order when Waldron opens. Amazing fiber internet and phone, all from a local provider in Ozark, Arkansas, is coming to Waldron. Pre-register online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
This is a public service announcement for hard seltzer lovers. Neutral Vodka Seltzer has arrived. Made with simple ingredients like vodka, seltzer, and real juice, Neutral tastes good. Like real good. So good that you'll never want to drink another artificial tasting seltzer again. Neutral's light and refreshing taste will show you what a vodka seltzer can be. Try Neutral, the one with the umlaut. Copyright 2023 Neutral Distilled Spirit Specialty, Los Angeles, California. Enjoy responsibly.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Are you stuck in a paper jam of printer prices? Paper cuts from budget cuts? Don't throw in the towel. Call Dixie Digital Imaging and dive into our new and used inventory blowout. We're slashing prices on top-of-the-line Xerox, Brother, and Epson printers and multifunction devices. Gently used or brand new models that are tired of being in our warehouse. Don't miss out on these deals. Call 479-783-6600 for more details. Quantities and availability are limited. Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
At Dobson Fiber, we're helping you build stronger connections by bringing the fastest internet network available to your business. Why fiber? Fiber internet provides reliable, symmetrical, blazing speeds. Without any interruptions or buffering, you can rely on Dobson for all your data needs. With Dobson Fiber as your premium internet provider, you can focus on the things that matter and the connections you build. To see if fiber is available to you, visit Dobson.net. Dobson Fiber, building stronger connections.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, a chance of seeing showers, a few thunderstorms early, then a little bit of clearing today. A high this afternoon into the upper 60s. Clear and cooler tonight. An overnight low in the middle to upper 40s. And then Wednesday, sunshine, slight chance of morning showers, a high in the upper 60s to low 70s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Grain Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936. KERX Paris Fort Smith. This is Halftime, coming at you from the Crabtree RV Studios on ESPN 95.3. Coming to you live from the Crabtree RV Center Studios. Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that doesn't respect it. Don't ask me if I'm all right. What can't they dominate? And we not doing it.
We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
Yeah.
You both said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's Halftime with Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. What's my heart, dog? Let's go, man.
I have zero respect for saying no mock at halftime.
Name of one Razorback. It's vintage Matt Jones.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
We're into our second hour now, halftime on this very cloudy and going to be getting rainy again. Election Tuesday on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com. Phil Elson, Matt Jones, Christian Johnston producing. Maybe I should just call this Poll Tuesday since we get our college football playoff poll, the first one of them. Get good ratings for that. This is the poll that matters. I'll take an hour out of my election coverage watching to get a look at this too.
Poll Tuesday. You know, I wear cargo shorts and I fill them with coins, and I don't go in there and make it rain. I go in there and make it hail.
That hurts. You got to stay away from me when you try pulling that stuff off.
Anytime, you got a Champions League game going on. We got Phil Elson in studio today. We're about to talk to Alyssa Orange and Bill King. I mean, what else is Taco Tuesday? What else we want today, man?
I love that elections and tacos end up going together somehow.
Playoff committees coming out.
We get Maction tonight.
It's a full Tuesday.
Yeah, lots of fun. Let's go to the phones and Alyssa Orange. What? We don't have her? Oh, she's calling back. We end up with a little bit of issues with the phones because of what happened overnight.
I didn't give a shout out to we got her now. Okay, we'll shout out later.
All right, I think we've got Alyssa. So let's talk with the sports director from Pig Trail Nation. Alyssa, good afternoon. How are you?
Hi, guys.
Hey.
I'm great. How are you guys?
Doing outstanding. Thank you very much.
Good.
How was finishing at New Orleans? That looked like that was a heck of a lot of fun. What was your favorite thing that you ate for this taste of the NFL?
That's wrong to ask me that question. Man, so the chicken wings that I had on Sunday were incredible, but I have to say overall, the banana Foster. Oh my God, it was delicious.
Can't go wrong with a little buttered banana with some caramel sauce.
And the rum and the caramel and the ice. Oh my gosh.
Ooh, that sounds really good.
I had it twice. It's so good.
Hey, Alyssa, we've had a couple hours to digest this Ole Miss loss, and I mean, we saw South Carolina kind of whoop A&M, and it was a bad loss for Arkansas fans, and for Arkansas, we get it. Can you help kind of comfort us a little bit with some comfort food of your own for these fans out here, because they're ready to fire everybody and change quarterbacks and do everything. And we get a bye week. You got 3 games left. There's a chance you win 2 of these 3, win a bowl game. You could win 3 of your last 4. Now that we've had a little bit of a chance to digest it, kind of what are your thoughts now with Arkansas these next 3 games?
You know what? I just keep telling people who I've talked to over the last couple of days that sometimes you just have to give credit where credit was due. And Ole Miss is that good of a football team, and they came in as the better football team on Saturday, and that is going to happen. They dominated that football game, and now it's time to move on. I think you also have to look at some of the circumstances of the fact that Taylon Green did not play the second half, and I thought that Malachi came in and played okay and did well, continuing to move the offense and move the football. You did not have Jaquindon Jackson. You had a very beat-up Rodney Hill, but Braylon Russell in that moment, it was good to see him out there, but it's also maybe a little bit of too big of a moment for him right now at the time. The biggest issue is the secondary, and you got to figure out what's going on there in the backfield or in the secondary that is making it so easy for teams to just pick apart, because we've seen it against LSU. We've seen it against Ole Miss now. What has changed from the beginning of the year and against Oklahoma State and against Texas A&M? And I mean, Mississippi State is who they are, and Auburn, but what's changed, right? And can you go back to doing what you were doing before when you were having success back there in the secondary? But other than that, I'm not going to sit here and tear apart this Arkansas team bit by bit by bit, when quite frankly, Ole Miss was just the better football team on Saturday.
Well, I mean, if they can't clean up at cornerback and in the secondary and figure out some way to slow down these pass attacks.
Do you think both you guys? Do you think something happened because the LSU game, guys? We tackled. We didn't cover as well. We gave it, but we tackled better. The Ole Miss game, we didn't cover our tackle well, and they just had explosive plays. It was kind of like how we talk about Taylon Green's progression. He's getting better each week. We like it. It's almost like that secondary's kind of taken a step back in the last couple weeks.
Well, it's almost like the secondary, I talked to DJ about this, maybe got a little too overconfident. And, because we're going to question everything, Hudson Clark comes back. Has that shifted or changed anything from a dynamic standpoint in the backfield as well? I'm not trying to single out Hudson Clark, but that's been a change that they have made. He is back in on the football field, and he's playing a different position. He's moved. Is that the most beneficial thing for the secondary, to have him where he's playing right now? I think that the little celebrations and the Tweety Bird arms, it's almost like they got a little too overconfident in some places, and they gotta play a little bit better. But yeah, if they don't change it up and change their attitude and almost get back to having that chip on their shoulder, then it's going to be ugly.
Well, the defense has to pull their end of the bargain, and I thought that they were for just about every game this year outside of, couldn't hold the lead against Oklahoma State. That wasn't all on them. And the LSU, I actually thought they did most of what they needed to do to at least give the offense a chance. The thing is the offense has to be able to get to a point where you can maybe win a game that you're in the 30s with, and that's the issue. We haven't seen them be able to do that against a quality defense yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and that's where you got to ask yourself, okay, what does the dynamics look like? Like, how much is a fully healthy Taylon Green different from a not healthy Taylon Green or Jaquindon Jackson? Like, we've seen this run game drop off drastically. Now, they're playing SEC teams, and Jaquindon's been beat up, but he has even said, I'm a different guy when I'm fully healthy. Well, he's not fully healthy right now. And if you can't establish a run, which we thought at the beginning of the season was going to be their most talented group on the offense, and now they're having a really hard time running the football against quality defenses. And Taylon is still with being able to spread the football. We saw it against Mississippi State, but again, Mississippi State's defense is terrible. Anyone can throw and catch against Mississippi State's defense. And so maybe we're starting to see a little bit of cracks in this offense and a chemistry issue with this offense that we weren't seeing early on just because of the quality of defenses they were playing.
Hey, Alyssa, there's a lot going on this Tuesday with the election, and then the football committee is going to come out with their first poll. That when I looked in the top 24, there's 8 SEC teams in the top 24, 4 in the top 12 right now, just in the AP poll. When you see this Ole Miss Georgia game coming up this Saturday, is this just like a true playoff game where if Ole Miss wins, they're going to be in this playoff 12?
I think it's a good chance. I think it's a really good opportunity because both of them won't be. And so this game right here is going to determine most likely which one will be. That's how big of a game this is. That's how big of an opportunity it is. And I think that Georgia still has a few weaknesses that Ole Miss can take advantage of. I'm curious to see if this Georgia defense and Kirby Smart can slow down what Ole Miss is doing offensively right now. It's going to be a fantastic football game. But, yeah, this is it for both of these teams who came into the season with playoff expectations. And now we're looking at a 2-loss SEC team still getting into the college football playoffs with this 12-team expansion. And it's going to be one of these two. We just have to see who wins on Saturday. It's going to be pretty fascinating.
Alyssa, I'll end by just giving you the floor and allowing you to take a World Series victory lap. You got that World Series champion shine. I can hear it in your voice. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. And see, all of that panic from April was for no reason. I when they won in 2020, I was jumping on my couch up and down screaming. When they won on Wednesday night, I was in shock. One, that game was shocking, first and foremost. But I was just in shock. I just sat there in awe, and I don't think I really started, I didn't tear up until I watched the parade on Friday. I just really love being a Dodgers fan. They make me very, very happy. And I need a little bit of happiness right now because my football teams are trash.
Well, you deserve that happiness, Alyssa, and I love the way that you put it. Nice and simple, but it really fits. Thanks for making time today.
Yeah.
We'll do it again next week.
Thanks, Alyssa.
Thanks, guys. Okay,
so Alyssa
bye.
Orange, Pig Trail Nation, with us each Tuesday, a little earlier than usual today. Let's go to Charlie. He's been waiting during this segment. Charlie, how are you, man? Happy Tuesday.
Lord have mercy, Phil. You just kind of, I was about to kill him, man. I thought I was going to be the next. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm here. I'm here. So, anyway.
I always know, and I don't ever know what's going on around Charlie, but I always know it's something. Him and Aaron Torres could do a segment together.
That's why I'm starting to catch on to you now, Phil, and I've been telling you try to catch me. You know what? I bet Charlie's really busy right here, so I'm gonna click that button. Let's see what we can hear. What's going on over there in the Tuna's world? So, anyway, but she kind of, when I was listening to Alyssa there, she kind of was leaning towards Ole Miss in the way, and she didn't say that, but I don't know, just with her tone. And if she is, I'm going to disagree. I think Georgia wins that game this weekend. I know what we saw last weekend. I get it, but I think when you talk about the matchup at the line of scrimmage, and Matt, you saw the Georgia-Texas game. I think Georgia is a team that obviously matches up well right there in the trenches. And talk about a team who can impose their will just as much as Ole Miss can on an offensive line. Georgia can do that too when they want to. I think at times with Georgia, I don't know what it is, Phil. It's like they kind of just lackadaisically play certain teams, and I don't understand that, but it's like they're so talented that they can get away with it.
I think they're going to have some trouble with Ole Miss's defensive front. I think
I agree.
Georgia's got to win the game defensively at the line of scrimmage, and I'll tell you what, I think I counted that Carson Beck has 8 interceptions thrown in the last 3 games. If he throws a couple of picks in the wrong spot, Ole Miss is going to win this game.
Both quarterbacks are going to throw an interception on Saturday.
I agree.
Who's going to throw 2 or 3?
It's whoever gets more is going to win it. Whoever turns the ball over more, I think will lose the game. But I got Georgia. That's just me. And then we'll see. But also, Matt, I was going to ask you, as far as Arkansas, real quick before I get off here. When you think about defensive lines, I was thinking about, is it something in the portal that they might need to look at? Okay, they got that kid, Junkots, right? Well, he hasn't really panned out. I know he had 15 sacks at Albany, but it's something they need to look at. Maybe we need to focus on trying to get some guys, who can stop the run, but maybe some designated pass rushers they can put in there on third down. Because you got to be able to get to the quarterback in this league. I know everybody's on this secondary, but you got to go get the quarterback in this league, man. I think
you're right about that, Charlie. But I wonder how many men out there can actually win a one-on-one battle against a quality tackle in the SEC. Is some of this also about the other aspects of the defense in which you can't necessarily draw up some exotic plays to try to get to the quarterback because you're afraid of leaving your secondary on an island?
Y'all have a good one, though.
Yeah, thanks, Charlie. Matt, how many men out there do you think can actually win these one-on-one battles with quality tackles in the SEC that are somewhere out there in college football?
There's not a lot of them out there, is the truth. It comes to evaluating. You almost got to get lucky a little bit. These offensive linemen and defensive linemen, they're different breeds. The good Lord didn't make a lot of people that were 6'4", 280 pounds, running a 4.6 off the edge with it's tough to go find defensive ends that can do that. And then again, on the other side, man, left and right tackles, they're littered in the NFL from SEC schools. I mean, that's the best of the best when you get them. I think the Big Ten also has probably some of the best offense. I mean, not probably, they do have some of the best offensive linemen as well. But that's the joy, that's the beauty. You get in there, you evaluate talent, you find some value in places, and you go to work. I mean, it's a beautiful thing of it, and kind of being a GM. I mean, how cool of a job is that to be able to evaluate talent, pick it out, and go find guys and watch them come to fruition. And then half the battle's psychological, getting these kids to play good, feel good. And sometimes they, I don't know about this kid from Albany. I hadn't seen him on the field. Has he been on the field this year?
He's been out there quite a bit. Hadn't really been able to make a dent as far as rushing the quarterback very much. I think I think part of it is also if you're looking for people that can win those one-on-one battles, you have a league right here that's got a few of them that can do it. Where did Ole Miss rebuild their defense? And it's not just through SEC transfers, but a lot of it is Walter Nolan, Umanu Milan, Chris Paul. These were all guys that were doing it in the SEC, but at other schools.
Well, and that's the thing. Then it comes back to, okay, well, I can evaluate talent. I told you Chris Paul's good. I can go and look and say, all right, this dude's good. How much does it cost to get him? So then we got to say, all right, we got this pie of money. That's here it is. So where are we going to give it to our guys? Do we like our backup quarterback? Can we give him a little less? Let somebody else walk? Can we get, because here's the skinny of it. Here's the very 100% honest truth. If you don't have an offensive line or a defensive line, you're not going to win in the SEC. It doesn't matter whatever other position you got. You got to have an offensive line, a defensive line. So you're going to have to evaluate talent and go spend the money.
877-377-6963. If you want to get with us in the next segment, we'll have Fugazi. Want to remind you about Joe's Grilling Cantina. Election Tuesday is also Taco Tuesday. $1 crispy beef or chicken tacos all day long at Joe's, plus $2.95 for the pork carnita tacos. Add another $1 up to $3.95 for a pork belly or brisket taco. Tomorrow's Nacho Average Wednesday. $1 off all beers, draft, and bottles, plus $1 off all nachos. And got to be there for college football Saturdays. Half-price apps, half-price taps during Arkansas football games. That's Joe's Grilling Cantina, 74th Street, Fort Smith, across from Harps, and online at joesfortsmith.com. We'll break, and it's Fugazi right after this on Halftime.
What we do is if we need that extra push over the cliff, you know what we do?
Put it up to
11, exactly.
This is Halftime.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
From the Buffalo River to the Louisiana line, from the Texas and Oklahoma borders to the capital city and into the Delta, the natural beauty, the natural resources, and the hardworking citizens make Arkansas Sports District more than just the heart of the natural state. It is a land of opportunity to raise families, to build communities, and to do our part for a brighter future. I'm Congressman Bruce Westerman. It's an honor to serve you. I approve this message and sincerely ask for your vote.
Paid for by Westerman for Congress.
Deer hunting in the comfort of an enclosed 6x6 Lazy Man fiberglass box blind is affordable at Jelco Outdoors. Lazy Man Fat Girl Blinds, built here in Fort Smith with your choice of 6-foot or 10-foot tower blind platforms, starting at $22.99.99. Box blinds are great for taking the kids, with plenty of room and out of the weather. Check out the deer blinds at Jelco Outdoors. Hunt longer in the comfort of a Lazy Man box blind. Sold locally at Jelco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
The people have voted, and Evans Body Shop has been recognized. Voted best in the River Valley this year and 5 years running best of the best independent body shop. We are so grateful for the support of our community. EBS has hundreds of 5-star reviews and countless satisfied customers. We invite you to experience a customer service level that sets our shop apart from the others. Call or come by today to see why we say
Evans Body Shop, where we meet the nicest people by accident.
Finally, football season. Papa's Pub and Pizzeria is your #1 place to watch Arkansas and Monday Night Football. During Monday Night Football, $5 refillable beer cups for only $2 refills. Prizes for each score and at the end of every single quarter.
Can you believe that they've had the same great pizza since 1996? That's nearly 30 years.
Papa's Pub and Pizzeria. You'll get the best darn pizza in Fort Smith, perhaps the world.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Are you in the market for a new office printer or multifunction device? Look no further. At Dixie Digital Imaging, we bring a legacy of experience and a rock-solid reputation. Our state-of-the-art solutions are tailored to meet your business needs seamlessly. Why settle for anything less? Call us now at 479-783-6600 to get a quote on your next office printer or multifunction device. Elevate your office efficiency with Dixie Digital Imaging, where experience and reputation meet excellence. That's Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
Hey, this is Dr. Charlie Liggett at River Valley Smile Center. You may know me as your local dentist, but I'm a giant Hogs, Dolphins, and college baseball fan as well. Listen to me, Phil, and Matt talk about our 3 ups and downs for the weekend every Monday on halftime at 12:15. At River Valley Smile Center, we're a comprehensive dental facility that offers children's dentistry, dental implants, sedation, whitening, and much, much more. Dr. Cole Johnson, Dr. Hannah Cabe, and myself are located at 8309 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith. River Valley Smile Center. When you come here, you become family.
Looking to boost your health and feel your best? Elite Wellness and Aesthetics in Fort Smith is here to help. Starting at only $200 a month, semaglutide and tirzepatide are weight loss shots that can kickstart your journey to a healthier, more confident you. And with Elite's hormone therapy treatments, you can restore balance, energy, and vitality. Take control of your health today with Elite Wellness and Aesthetics. 479-242-9355 to schedule your appointment or visit FortSmithElite.com. Elite Wellness and Aesthetics, getting to know you inside and out.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine. Call or text 877-377-6963. Now back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
We'll go take a phone call from Big Jake in Bella Vista. Big Jake, thanks for calling Halftime. How you doing today?
I'm doing pretty well. How about you guys?
Great, thank you.
Dude, hey, I wanted to talk. I heard Matt mention twice in the last half hour. There's a big pile of money, and we need to figure out how to split that pie. And I think that so much frustration from the fans is coming from NIL, and how it has caused so many problems. I think there's a lot of animosity between schools. Like you got A&M, who's got so much money, just like it's an endless supply, and we know that they're getting the best players. But I think that that's a big problem, and I know we can't change it. There's nothing we can do, but I think people are taking it a lot more serious because there's money involved. And you might say, well, hey, the money's not coming from me; it's coming from Tyson and other people. But
no, but I think in some cases, Jake, they feel like they're constantly being prodded for more, and the message is always out there. We need more. We need your 50. We need your 100 per month.
It's like every time we lose, that's our only reason. And it's not that we didn't good enough job coaching. It's not that we didn't do a good job scheming. It's not that we didn't play. It's because we don't have enough money. That's why that's what kind of brings you down. It's like, well, that can't be the only reason all the time.
And the other aspect of this too, Jake, is that if this settlement from the NCAA, this House settlement, does go into effect, and I don't think we know 100% if it goes into effect until April. So that's a big sandwich that's being left out there in the middle of the road. If that does go through, well, then the big pile of money is all the same inside each conference that the schools are paying directly to the players. And then the NIL dollars are supposed to be regulated by a third party that is figuring out whether or not these NIL jobs are, no-show jobs, or if there's something you're actually being paid for to show up and do. So, things could change next year as far as that's concerned. What won't change, which I think also gets more to the heart of what you're talking about, is that the players are making money, is that they will be paid. As I wanted to tell Matt when he was talking about, you got this pile of money, you got to divvy it out and everything. It was like, you sound like a general manager, like an NFL general manager, figuring out how to divvy out the pile of money. And I know that's one thing the college fans have known they didn't have to worry about for so long. Well, the other aspect of your call that you're right about is, yes, now it's a part of college sports, and that's not going to go away.
And I would say that, when you got a €100 check wanting to charge 3% on merchandise, that becomes personal. I mean, it is our money.
It is.
And,
it is. But
it's
here's
not just Tyson.
The other thing too about that, Jake, is that I don't think Arkansas will be the only school that is doing something like that in the SEC. I think every school will be doing that. You got Tennessee that's throwing a 10% surcharge onto football tickets. I really don't think this is the only school that's going to be doing this. I think every fan in the major college sports fan bases, the paying customer, not those who are, just watch on television, in which you're basically paying with your attention to the advertisers. You're all going to be asked to pay for more for this or that, whether it's 30 cents extra for a beer or whether it's $50 a month for NIL.
Or whether it's
tickets open,
and whether it's you walk into the Walmart store. Walmart just bought a Denver Broncos professional franchise. Walmart just puts their logo up in the university. Walmart's you're going to be paying more for groceries.
We already are. hopefully not after today. But anyway, you got the 3% surcharge coming. I want to be able to sit through more than a half of football. I'd like to be able to sit there for the whole game and get a good game.
It's a good point to look at it. If you're going to pay extra for it, you want to feel like it's worth sticking around for the whole thing.
Yeah, and you mentioned what kind of players we need, or some improved players. Of course, the DB backs were hurting. The other thing we desperately need is a kicker.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely been that has definitely been a roller coaster as well. There's been some moments for Shipley that have been good, but then there's been others that aren't. About 50-50, about a come see, come saw is what it's been.
Come see, come saw.
Yeah. Big Jake, thanks for calling. Appreciate that very much. I don't think we got enough time to do the Fugazi in this segment, so we'll have to break. We'll do it after we come back. Want to remind you, though, about the Clay Maxi Auto Group. Their promise right now, as always, providing a level of service that maximizes your drive at every step in your car ownership experience. They have a personalized car buying experience with competitive, transparent pricing. It is reliable and consistent repairs from their factory-trained technicians. They're going to go beyond the sale, ensuring a seamless, enjoyable, and tailored experience that's going to fit your vehicle needs. That's Clay Maxey Auto Group. Their locations in Harrison, Mountain Home, Clinton, or Berryville. Online at claymaxeyautogroup.com. And they want the opportunity to maximize your drive today. Stay with us. It's Fugazi on halftime after the break.
His mama named him Clay. I'm going to call him Clay.
You can now download our new app in the iTunes or Google Play Store. Listen anytime and anywhere on your favorite mobile device. Just search Hit That Line now.
Hey, Arkansas. Are you feeling lucky? Because the Lotto jackpot is seriously over $4 million right now. A jackpot this high won't last long. And this one is only one in Arkansas. Some lucky player could be buying the winning ticket right now. Play twice a week for your chance at a life-changing jackpot. Tickets start at only $2. Don't miss Lotto. Only in Arkansas. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
This is halftime.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages, or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time, every time.
Summertime in Arkansas means pond and creek fishing, and nothing catches bass and bluegill in a pond like a Rebel Crickhopper. You can twitch it, pop it, walk it, and swim it. It's the ultralight fishing lure that looks and acts like a real grasshopper. The Crickhopper works great in tandem with light spinning rods and reels with 4 or 6 pound fishing line. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle shops everywhere. The Rebel Crickhopper.
Let me grab my car keys and we'll roll.
We still going to that new bar downtown?
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun. Lexi, give me driving directions from home to downtown Bar District.
Autocorrect. Suggest Uber. Pick up, home. Drop off downtown Bar District.
No, I'm driving.
Suggest the Metro bus. Departing in 12 minutes.
Point taken, Lexi. We'll grab a ride.
If you drink, don't drive. Decide to ride. Brought to you in partnership by Anheuser-Busch, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and Uber.
The long wait is almost over, Waldron. Wave Rural Connect will be opening the Waldron Zone for orders November the 18th. If you registered before the 18th, you still need to put in your product order when Waldron opens. Amazing fiber internet and phone, all from a local provider in Ozark, Arkansas, is coming to Waldron. Pre-register online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
You will never find a boring old burger at Art's Barbecue and Burgers in Fort Smith. Try the Wild West Burger, topped with a hot link, jalapenos, and Art's hot sauce. The Brisket Burger, with tender brisket and caramelized onions on top of their hand-patted burger. Or the famous Art Attack, with house bacon, smoked ham, an onion ring, and a fried egg. There are 10 different burgers to choose from, and they're all $1 off every Saturday. Art's Barbecue Burgers and more. Rogers Avenue, next to Buddy's in Fort Smith.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Don't you know it's all right? You can love love me at the same time. Much to discover. I know you don't have the time, but oh my lover, don't you know it's all right? My sweet thing, my honey, give me your troubles. I'll keep them with.
Welcome back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Got a question or comment for the guys? Call or text 877-377-6963. Let's get back to the show with the voice of Arkansas Razorback baseball, Phil Elson, and Razorback football legend Matt Jones.
Back on Halftime, halfway through it here on a Tuesday. And we just started this segment last week. We'll do it once again. Fugazi.
It's all a Fugazi. You know what Fugazi is? Yeah, I know what a Fugazi is. Fugazi. It's fake. It's not like this in real life. How do you know it's a Fugazi?
I am telling you right now that back there is not real.
Paradise. It doesn't exist. It's never landed. It is no matter. It's not on the elemental chart. It's not real. So that's a Fugazi. All right? Yeah, Fugazi. It's a Fugazi. It's a Wazi. It's a Woozy. It's a... Seconds. It's a fake.
Referring to things we think might be fake out there in the sports world or really anything else. And my first one is to the athletics baseball team now. They have removed the city Oakland from the team. They're not even calling themselves where they're going to be playing for the next 3 years. Not even calling themselves the Sacramento Athletics. Never heard of a major league team in any sport that has never put a city or a municipality or at least a nickname of a state in front of the nickname of the team. I've seen it before. Well, no, even a team that didn't have a home ballpark, and the Independent Atlantic League 20 years ago that played every single game on the road, they still called themselves the Pennsylvania Road Warriors. I can't understand why the Athletics wouldn't at least take the name of the city that's going to house them for the next 3 years. Or maybe they could just call themselves the Wanderers instead of the Athletics. That would be a little bit more accurate.
Yeah, like Jules Winfield. You know, I'm just going to wander the earth.
Just going to wander the intercoastal United States
maybe
with 5 different homes.
Maybe they're hip to L. Ron Hubbard. They're going to wait till, California, Oakland's going to fall into the bay. So maybe they're just getting out while the getting's good.
That's actually a good point, because Sacramento would then, I think, be right on the coast if the big one does hit eventually. Then they got their own little ballpark there, because I still don't think the Vegas thing is going to happen. I got a couple of others, Matt. What do you got? What do you got first?
Well, I'm a basketball junkie. I love basketball in every aspect of it. And we talked about when the NBA started, you can't win the NBA championship. You can't make the playoffs in the first 10, first 20 games, but you sure can lose it. And that's what the Milwaukee Bucks are doing. They're the Fugazi today. They're 1-6, sitting last place in the Eastern Conference. Now 10 teams make the playoffs. Go the play-in game, all this stuff, and they're letting everybody in the playoffs this year. So they're not that far back, but they are 1-6, last place after 7 games. They had the Coach of the Year. They won the NBA championship. Then into the season the next year, they fire the Coach of the Year. Trade their best player, Drew Holiday. They trade, Giannis, I get you, but best basketball skill set, defensive guy, whatever. He's a top 5 NBA defensive guard right now in the league. He was the last 4 or 5 years. Drew Holiday is. They traded them. They haven't been the same. And I'm a Bobby Portis fan, so I'm always checking in to see what he does. But whoever the Fugazi that traded Drew Holiday was, who whatever's going on in Milwaukee, they don't know what they're doing right now.
I got a second one here, and it goes to maybe nobody specific, but you might understand who we're inferring here. Millionaire coaches referring to any of their fans as negative because they're not paying their own bills. Because the fact of I don't know, do we have the Mike Gundy rant, C Unit? This came yesterday as usual. Monday press conference was done only over Zoom because of nasty weather all around Oklahoma. And, of course, a lot of that ended up coming into Arkansas. Gundy can be really entertaining to listen to sometimes, and then there's other times he goes off the rails, just like this.
This place has had tremendous success for 18 and a half years or 19. I can't do the math real good. And so, unfortunately, in life, most people are weak. And as soon as things start to not go as good as what they thought, they fall apart and they panic. And then they want to point the finger and blame other people. You see it happen in everyday life. People do it all the time. That's why I refuse to watch the TV and watch the news, because I get tired of people complaining and bitching about this and that versus just doing something about it and trying to figure out a way to make it better. Well, that's what happens in college athletics. And as Jenny said, she's exactly right. It's just on the bigger stage where people can voice their opinion. And in most cases, the people that are negative and voicing their opinion are the same ones that can't pay their own bills. They're not taking care of themselves. They're not taking care of their own family. They're not taking care of their own job, but they have an obligation to speak out and complain about others because it makes them feel better. But then in the end, when they go to bed at night, they're the same failure that they were before they said anything negative about anybody else.
It was a very long-winded answer to a question that had something to do with him as an assistant coach before and, riding the ups and the downs of a program and what he's learned from all of that. And, I mean, he kind of had me for a while there, but you can't go in on insulting your own fans, especially when it almost sounded at the same time, although it wasn't an outward cry for NIL dollars or fundraising or anything like that. If you're talking to fans about, well, you're coming up with complaints and you're bitching and moaning and not thinking about anything you can do to be the solution. The solution, I think, in the coaches or the administrators' mind is money, more of your money. Then again, I mean, are you going to ask for money from people that you don't think can pay their bills? Here's a fact, though, Coach Gundy. I know many people out there who like to bitch and moan and complain, and they are just fine at paying their bills on time too. These things do work both ways.
Sounds kind of like that Florida coach early this year that was talking about basements in Florida, and they all know that they don't have basements; they have attics in Florida. But they're talking about the fans, so he was kind of got a little old man get off my lawn type thing, and then maybe don't go headbutting cows in your off week. Maybe it kind of takes you a little bit to get back. Maybe don't do that. Wear a helmet before you go headbutt your next cow.
I had forgotten about that. That is a rich statement. Definitely a rich statement. But it's all. I mean, it's also there's two instances there of two coaches that are backed into a corner.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Napier was basically fired by his fan base before the first kickoff of the season.
And Oklahoma State was picked to win the Big 12. So two total opposite ends of the spectrum. And I would have bet all of C Unit's money. And Oklahoma State have not won a conference game this year. What's going? Like, that's just. There's no way I would have ever thought that would happen unless, you had the Cam Rising deal where it's like, hey, we lost 4 of our quarterbacks. We don't have a quarterback anymore. But as far as this unit they're putting out there, what a bummer. What a big letdown there.
I just feel like we just did a segment in which we talked. Fans are sick and tired about being asked for more money for NIL funds. So with that thought, you can't go insulting your fans and tell them that the ones who are complaining are the ones who can't pay their bills. That to me is fugazi for guys. Do you have any others? Because I got a couple others too.
I wonder would you want, and I think Coach Pittman's going to be our coach. I don't think we're blowing it up, but he might be on the way out. Do you think that he's a guy? Because I think we talked about this at the beginning of the year. Gundy's a lifer. We kind of thought he was a lifer there. Does he have enough clout? Does he have enough put in the bank that he can go out and say stuff like this and everybody just goes on and he's still going to be the coach next year?
Or do you feel like it?
Yeah.
I mean, how long has it been? 20 years? 20 or 21 years? That's a long time.
I think when Coach Nutt got to, maybe right after, like 01, 03 or something, yeah. Because they had a different coach. When I was in high school, Bob Hayes was their coach, and that's who recruited me to Oklahoma. So I don't know. He came after then, so it would have been 04, 05. Yeah, he's right on there, right on 20 years.
I think your own fans like it when you talk smack on other fan bases, not on your own fan base for the most part. I got another one, but I'd say Fugazi with overuse of the terms honestly or frankly or to be honest, because I just think if you don't put those words in front, then I don't believe anything that you have to say.
I said with all due respect.
That's exactly right. It's in the exact same.
It's in the Geneva Convention.
It is in the exact same.
You can't just say whatever you want after you say that. I thought that was the rules.
No, it literally is. It's the same thing. So you can say but if you say honestly, or you say frankly, or you say to be honest, then you are telling somebody that this is the most truthful thing that I have to tell you right now. Right now, out of all the other times of the day, I'm going to be upfront with you. I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm thinking. If I don't put that word in front of this, you better be paying attention. These are just little signals we get sometimes out in the ether of conversation.
It's not trick or treat. It's trick or trick.
That's right. There's just things I try to avoid every once in a while, and sometimes somebody gets into my mind or my head with this. It's like Rick Schaefer still. He's in my head. I won't say unbelievable on a sports broadcast. I won't do it because I said it last year, the Peyton Holt double deke, the deke play in center field, which was one of the craziest plays I'd ever seen, and I've been doing baseball games for 24 years. I said unbelievable. Next thing I got is a text from Rick Schaefer telling me that I've been excommunicated from the unbelievable church. Man's got a sense of humor, too.
Well, when they stop complaining and they stop getting on you, that means they don't care. So at least he cares about you. But I did think you could say unbelievable anytime you're talking about the 90 Chicago Bulls and you're listening to the starting lineup, because they were the unbelievables.
Can you say unreal?
Unreal, I think, is a little bit different from unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're okay to say unreal. Because I heard John Smoltz, I think, is the king of saying unbelievable on a sports broadcast, right? And Aikman does it too. But he said a little bit more unreal yesterday, talking about in the fourth quarter and watching Mahomes do his thing.
How many people collectively, especially Kansas City Chiefs fans, non-contact injury to that ankle? Did you not think for a second?
Well, the way that his leg moved, I thought it might have been like a hip thing or something.
Well, the way they tape it up, so you put so much pressure down here, the energy has to move somewhere else too when it goes. But I think you could see that ankle kind of. But it's going to go straight up here because you put so much tape in the way they wrap it up.
And an entire, not even a city. I mean,
everybody was quiet. What's your boy talk about mouses and cottons that you work with? He was
Gino said that's right. Did you hear a mouse make an accident on cotton? Yeah, it was funny too because you could even hear Buck said it last night on ESPN that this was the quietest that 77,000 people can ever be. They've got those fans trained. That's impressive. I mean, it was overtime for crying out loud, and they were silent.
They're kind of the Virginia Cavaliers right now. They worry me a little bit because all they're doing, and I say they worry me. If I was to give you this scenario, a minute and a half, and you're down 5 points, and you got Patrick Mahomes, you're going to say, yeah, we'll take that every single game because that's what they do. It's almost like they're not going to lose it. They're not going to mess it up on offense because that defense is so good. And then it's like, if we get into a one-score game, we get the ball last. We're going. That's another thing. You're right. You're 100% right. I know you led the show with this. Buccaneers got to go for 2 right there. Win or lose, whatever happens, you can't give 15 the ball with 3 timeouts, 1st and 10 anywhere on the field.
Right. Like if it's overtime and that's Daniel Jones, maybe we can talk. If it's overtime and that's Carson Wentz, who was the backup, who's the Chiefs' backup. Maybe we're talking a little bit differently now.
Or Dak.
If it's Dak Prescott on the other side of the field, Matt, are you going to go for 2 at that point or not? What do you think? We already know what seed Cowboy thinks here. Oh boy. Also, yes. Go ahead.
Just say you got to have expectations to lower them, and I haven't thrown the Cowboys on the Fugazi because they're. I never expected it. And you got to expect much from like the Milwaukee Bucks. I expected them to be in the top 3 places. Dallas, I didn't expect to make the playoffs this year.
Hey, look, I think the Chiefs are even scarier right now than they were before because it's a team that obviously knows how to win games, and now they're doing it with disparate parts that are just coming in. Just trade for a defensive end. You get DeAndre Hopkins, who looks like he belongs in that offense. Travis Kelce, what was it, 14 catches yesterday?
They couldn't cover him. I mean, 8, 9 yards, 7 yards. Then the one of the coolest things you see his emergent is like almost like an emergency valve, but he's looking to see if somebody's going to come. Nobody comes. Then he just kind of releases about 5 yards and turns around. And anytime Mahomes needs him, he just pitches it to him. Man, they're simpatico.
His brother texted him the other day and was like, "Hey, you know what? I'm going to need a really great performance from you because I kind of destroyed some guy's phone in your honor." If you're craving anything sweet and delicious, you can always get over to Andy's Frozen Custard on Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. They have locations on East Oak Street and Dave Ward Drive in Conway. If you're in North Little Rock, they're on JFK Boulevard. Pick 6 for football Saturdays. Mix and match 6 of your favorite flavors for the perfect game time treat. That's Andy's Frozen Custard. Walk up or drive through, always ready to serve you. 877-377-6963 to get with us on halftime. Wrap up the second hour right after this.
We couldn't do diddly poo offensively.
The long wait is almost over, Waldron. Wave Rural Connect will be opening the Waldron Zone for orders November the 18th. If you registered before the 18th, you still need to put in your product order when Waldron opens. Amazing fiber internet and phone, all from a local provider in Ozark, Arkansas, is coming to Waldron. Pre-register online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
The tires on your vehicle go
On ESPN Arkansas, download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, Sakhalin.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, BetOnline provides you with all the action and the ability to watch the games as they happen. With the largest selection of odds on everything from football, NBA, NHL to entertainment and political props. Head to BetOnline today to get in on the action with America's most trusted site for online wagering. BetOnline, the game starts here.
Hey, ESPN 96.3 and HitThatLine.com. Have you been to Swark Liquor? Trey Gentry and his team have a phenomenal spot. It's the first liquor stop in Arkansas for our Dallas and Texas fans traveling up to the hill. So if you're heading to Fayetteville, the lake, a cabin weekend, hunting, fishing, or any other activity you need your favorite drink, stop by Swark Liquor. And check out their apparel too. You'll want to wear it. Swark Liquor, 864 East Collin Ray Drive in DeQueen, Arkansas. Swark Liquor, we promise to keep them cold for you.
Hey everybody, this is Tyson Van. Dad, tell everyone about your job at Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash.
Power washing, son. I've been working in the business for over 15 years, all over the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas, residential or commercial. At Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash, our cleaning services include exterior home, fence, driveways, walkways, gutters, full deck cleansing, and more.
Call my dad at 479-763-5561.
Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call, cleans it all.
Matter in the connections you build. To see if fiber is available to you, visit Dobson.net. Dobson Fiber, building stronger connections.
Hey, it's Matt Jones. Join me, Phil, and Dr. Charles Liggett every Monday at 12:15 for my favorite segment, 3 Up, 3 Down.
My second up, the game plan that he put together, that was fun to watch.
3 Up, 3 Down is presented by River Valley Smile Center. I'm a patient there, and you can be too. Visit rivervalleysmiles.com or give them a call at 479-646-0706. That's River Valley Smile Center. When you come here, you become family.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Maybe you're not liked. Long till you break. You're happy because you smile. But how much can you break? Ordinary boy. Ordinary name. Ordinary, it's just not good.
Welcome back into Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Studios. Crabtree RV Center in Alma, where we make your dreams come true.
I meant to bring this up with you yesterday, Matt. Jason Kelsey spiking phones like spiking a football. The kid deserved it, though. I mean, I saw some videos. He was following them all around that outside the Penn State Stadium, phone right in Kelsey's backside, essentially, and calling his brother names that you shouldn't be calling somebody either. It was ugly. It was really ugly. And it was a good get back for him as well. And then Kelsey yesterday on Monday Night Football basically apologized for using the same term that the student used. But hey, is it brave or is it just stupid to follow around somebody who's played offensive, or anybody in the NFL, and taunting him like that? What do you expect is going to happen?
Ooh, I will hit a child. Don't. That's oh my goodness. Just because you're a child doesn't mean you get to go up and do that. That's kudos to him. I'd have taken the phone now I wouldn't have. But where are your parents at? You know, it comes back to, that's a parenting issue.
Who thinks that's okay?
That's not okay. That's not okay at all.
They think the camera protects them.
Well, they think they're a
anything.
child, that nothing bad can happen to them because, you're 16 years old. You're not allowed to.
Well, what ends up doing at that time is the phone confirms that what this kid was doing was worthy of what happened to him.
Yeah.
Hey, getting punched in the face, that'd be one thing. I'm not advocating for violence, but, you do something in that case to make him realize maybe I shouldn't just taunt people. Not even just a matter of an NFL player, just people.
Well, and it's not like, I get it. Let's say he had on a San Francisco 49ers jersey underneath a Travis Kelce, and he's like, hey, will you sign my jersey? And then pulls it, and he's trying to be funny or whatever. But being a nuisance, being a mosquito at you, that's no way to live.
You get what you ask for in that case, I think. Hour number 3 coming up in halftime. We have Bill King from Nashville Sports Radio here on poll day. We call it election day, but we've got a college football poll that definitely will matter, at least lays down what the next 3 or 4 weeks of college football should be looking like and which games matter more than others. Got an open segment as we get into our 1 o'clock hour. It's 877-377-6963. More after the break.
For too long, our rural communities have been left behind. It shouldn't matter where you live. Everyone needs access to the justice system. I'm Justice Rhonda Wood, and I'm running for Chief Justice of the Arkansas Supreme Court. I understand the challenges that our rural communities face, and I've worked to create solutions for courts across the state. I will make improving our justice system in rural communities a priority as your next Chief Justice. I'm Rhonda Wood, and I'm asking for your vote on November 5th, because Arkansas is stronger when our communities are stronger.
Paid for by Wood for Justice.
Whether you're planting a tree in your backyard or trenching at a construction site, a call to 811 helps prevent dangerous damage to underground utilities and is the first step in keeping yourself and your community safe. Hitting a line can knock out service to your home and neighborhood, resulting in fines, damages, serious injury, or worse. Safety is in your hands. Call 811 before you dig. It's easy, it's free, and it's the law. This message is brought to you by Black Hills Energy.
After I drop the kids off, I have to run across town for a meeting, hit the gym during lunch. Jake has soccer tonight, and Emily has gymnastics? Oh, did I turn on the crock pot this morning?
With a never-ending to-do list, it's easy to forget something important, like setting up a life insurance plan with Shelter Insurance. Your local Shelter agent can show you how to create a safety net for your family. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
See Agent Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
Who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? You need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, and of course, tens of thousands in marketing. I'm talking about the Limbird team. Tara Limbird, Limbird Real Estate Group, has sold over $1 billion in real estate. Tara's team can give you a cash offer in 72 hours, or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at limbirdteam.com. LIMBIRD.
TGI Fridays on Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith now has meal deals starting at $9.99, which includes an entree, side, and fountain drink. Try their delicious 6-ounce sirloin served with seasoned fries for $15.99. The Bacon Ranch Chicken Sandwich with seasoned fries, $11.99. Chicken Caesar Salad for $10.99 and more. Their meal deals also include tasty chicken fettuccine Alfredo served with garlic breadsticks for $12.99 and a cheeseburger with seasoned fries for only $9.99. TGI Fridays, I-540 and Rogers Avenue, Fort Smith.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, a chance of seeing showers, a few thunderstorms early, then a little bit of clearing today. A high this afternoon into the upper 60s. Clear and cooler tonight. An overnight low in the middle to upper 40s. And then Wednesday, sunshine, slight chance of morning showers, a high in the upper 60s to low 70s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Grant Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936. You're listening to ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris, Fort Smith.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't be a smart aleck like that.
Coming to you live from the Crabtree RV Center studios, broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that doesn't respect it. Don't ask me if I'm all right. What can't they dominate? And we not doing it.
We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
Yeah. Take it to the house.
Both said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. What's my heart, dog? Let's go, man.
I have zero respect for saying no moss at halftime.
Name of one Razorback. It's vintage Matt Jones. 1, 2, 3.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
Halftime continues into our third hour, 1 minute after 1 o'clock. It's ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com that you're listening to. Also, the Hit That Line Now app. Phil Elson with Matt Jones. Colton Little, C45, has taken over the producer's chair for this last 60 minutes. Bill King from Nashville Sports Radio joining us in about 15 minutes as well. So we're open right now for you if you want to get in. 877-377-6963 to get with us today. And on an election Tuesday with college football, these two things coming together. Dabo Swinney was blocked from voting in the election today, and I did not realize that his name is William, place where he went to vote. His son, Will, had already voted, so they locked him out. He was able to get in a paper ballot and apparently be a hearing Friday to resolve the issue. So I guess Coach's ballot will count, but this is also the first time that I learned what Dabo's real name is. I did not realize that his given name is William.
Well, you know, I thought he was named after the Flintstones character, so I was wrong too.
Wait, which character in Flintstones?
Ooh,
were you thinking Dino?
Dabba Dabba Doo, right?
That's
yeah,
right. So
yeah.
That was the phrase by Barney. That's right.
Yeah, the dog's name was Dino, huh?
I think,
yeah.
I remember all of them, but I can get with the Dabba Dabba Doo. That actually fits a little bit more. So we got our playoff poll show tonight. going to pull up
Oregon number one. Do you guys?
Yes.
You think they're undefeated?
Yes.
I mean, they're number one.
Well,
right
they're going to have to be because so what's the best win of the year? That was going to be the question I asked about that. Is it their win over Ohio State? Is it Georgia winning at Texas?
Yes.
Probably that one.
That would be the best win because it's a road win. Oregon was at home, but I think those are pretty equal though. But I do think I wait just a little bit more going on the road because it's tough. You see how it is. It's tough to win on the road.
I wonder where Tennessee's going to fit in here. You know, I mean, if you're looking at the pecking order in the SEC, what are you looking at ahead of Tennessee? Georgia's ahead of Tennessee right now.
Texas,
and that might be it. I mean, could you put LSU there? They have 2 losses to Tennessee's 1. And if we're looking at the overall rankings, it's not just your SEC record. That loss to Southern California. By the way, they're benching Miller Moss for this weekend's game against Nebraska. So that loss for LSU just continues to look worse and worse. So I would have to put Tennessee as the number 3 team in the SEC right now.
If Tennessee played LSU, I would put Christian's money on LSU, and if they played Ole Miss. So I see what you're saying. I see that Tennessee will probably be ranked ahead of Ole Miss and LSU. But if Tennessee had to play LSU or Ole Miss, I would be taking LSU or Ole Miss over Tennessee.
Now, what are you going to do as far as ranking Tennessee or Penn State? Is there anybody here that thinks that there's a win for Penn State that looks better than Tennessee's win over Alabama? Because I don't think so. I don't think Penn State has that kind of victory yet. They just had their chance. They're still ahead of Tennessee as far as the AP poll is concerned. I think that could be a spot where the AP and the committee poll changes, or at least diverges somewhat. I mean, those are the 3rd teams in each league right now, right? Neither of these teams will end up playing in the conference championship, probably. Because, I mean, you still have, here's the thing. You say, so Tennessee is 3rd in the league right now. What if they beat Georgia?
Oh, my goodness.
What if Tennessee finds a way to pull that out? I mean, the fact that Georgia finishes their SEC schedule with Ole Miss and Tennessee, that would be the 3rd best and the 5th best teams
Ole
in
Miss,
the league.
Tennessee, UMass, Georgia. Yeah, they got a lot of games going forward. You don't see that's a good point because when you play, you got to go to Oxford and play Ole Miss, and then you get Tennessee at home in between the hedges. Are they banged up after this Ole Miss game? You know, how did they look? You know, is it one of those battles like when LSU and Ole Miss played each other? And we were playing LSU the next week, and it was like, well, you want LSU to win a tight one. You know, you want it to be close, and you want it to be real physical. And that game's gonna be a knockdown, drag out. How do they show up? So that's you might be onto something. I tend to agree with you that Georgia's not gonna lose another game in the regular season this year. I know you said that a couple weeks ago. I'm starting to lean towards what you said.
I'm putting that because of Kirby Smart and his ability to just get this team ready to play every week and believe that they have a chip on their shoulder for some reason. But if Carson Beck, if he continues to throw interceptions at the rate that he's throwing them, and I think it's 8 interceptions in their last 3 games, and that's come against Mississippi State, Texas, and Florida. It's a couple of teams that aren't very good, find a way to beat Texas even with a couple of interceptions. Ole Miss and Tennessee, Ole Miss's offense will take advantage of that, especially if it's in Georgia's end of the field. I mean, that could end up, I thought quarterback play would be a reason why Georgia would end up at the top of the league. Right now, it's not to take away from Beck. He's had some great moments at a game-winning drive, I think a couple of weeks ago. So there is that. It's just he's already double digits interceptions, and that can be the kind of thing that can be your undoing against some of the better teams in the league. They're facing 2 of them in these next 2 weeks.
Miami, Indiana. Which one of those teams do you think? BYU. So those are 3 kind of, Miami, I know they're a blue blood from years ago, but not lately. So Miami, Indiana, and BYU, all 3 undefeated. Any of those teams ranked in the first one in the top 4? Miami, maybe?
Maybe.
Who I wonder out of those undefeated teams, which one, if they're all three, which one of them would you give a bye to? Indiana, they would how many?
Indiana will have a win over Ohio State at that
if they when they play Michigan this week.
Miami continues to win. Their best victory. I mean, I don't even know what to tell you. Their best victory is.
They don't really have one.
They don't play Clemson this year. And look, Clemson took a hit with a bad loss against Louisville. Right now, I mean, you look at Miami and say their best win is over Louisville. Georgia Tech, Wake Forest, Syracuse, it's not going to push the needle at all. Right there. Now, part of it is also that they have the quarterback who may end up winning the Heisman in Ward. So I don't know if I could see them getting left out of the playoff of the buys of the top four. But if you're going to get somebody left out of the top four, I think it'll be a Big 12 champion.
Be BYU if they win it. Yeah,
I think it could potentially be BYU. Yes. Jim in Fayetteville wanted to comment on Calipari's show last night. I didn't listen to Calipari's show, so I had a women's basketball game, which I think those things tipped off. I think our game started just about the same time that the Coach Cal show started. But I mean, that is that is the next thing that's on the schedule here is a basketball game tomorrow night against Lipscomb. I saw that there were a couple of ranked SEC teams take L's yesterday. A&M falls at UCF. Texas loses to Ohio State. Mizzou blew a 10-point lead at Memphis and ended up getting blown out in the second half. And, I can't imagine that Arkansas doesn't go out and just absolutely wipe the floor with Lipscomb. It's going to be a packed house. Everybody's only been able to get in for the one game, and that was against Kansas, and you absolutely jammed the place for that. This one matters, and I think folks are ready for basketball. It's not like I think some have turned the page. Where I was a couple weeks ago. I'm saying I think we have the bandwidth in our brains to be able to pay attention to 2 or 3 sports at the same time. We don't. Colton doesn't think we do.
I think the Texas A&M coach might be the biggest fugazi in college basketball.
You think so?
I'm not a fan. Not a fan of his. Haven't been a fan of his for a while. I don't know what's their style of brash. They're like a hockey team on the basketball court. That's not basketball. What they do. I don't expect them to be there. But if they're going to get this national recognition, there we go. We'll get that out eventually. Then they got to be fugazis.
Well, I don't think Arkansas is going to be a fugazi. I think it's going to be a good basketball team. I expect you to see a pretty good game. Well, good game from one side tomorrow night. I think we just expect that there's going to be tons of blowouts at Bud Walton Arena, partially because your toughest opponents are neutral site games. So, I mean, is it a situation where if you don't win by 10 or 15, it's like the same as beating UAB by 10 in football, that it's one of those wins that you walk away just kind of shaking your head from. But it's a team that hasn't been together very much. I just want to see what kind of chemistry there is, and it won't be there in person. I'll be watching it on television like most of our listeners. But I mean, that's the first thing I want to see. And hey, we're going to see how they can bounce back after a really tough second half against TCU. And I know that it's not a game that counted, but in their minds, they know they lost a game that they had cinched up.
Well, you want to see how they play for each other. You do want to see how they recognize each other's strengths and weaknesses. There's only one basketball, and there's a lot of talent on that team. It's how do you understand help side defense concepts? How is your basketball IQ? How is your situational awareness? That's the stuff you're going to have to get answered about this team. It's not about ability, potential, and athleticism. It's more of the basketball IQ stuff, basketball 101. How do they play for their brother? Do you understand how to play defense? Do you understand what the concept of offense, what we're trying to do? That'd be what matters with this team, because talent. When's the last team a Coach Calipari team hasn't been talented?
No kidding.
Yeah.
No kidding. Well, everything is sold out as far as that's concerned. I know they usually have there's always tickets available on SeatGeek right now. So looks like they actually have some tickets available, and SeatGeek tells me that it's actually fairly inexpensive to be able to get a ticket for tomorrow's game, even if you want 3 or 4 of them. So who knows? Maybe it won't actually be like a sellout in person, but every ticket is bought. Quick break on halftime. Bill King from Nashville Sports Radio stops by after this.
Lighten up, Francis.
This is halftime.
Valley Family Dental, formerly known as Riley Farm Dental, at the entrance to Riley Farms, provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients better lives with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, now offering same-day crown service. Mention you heard this ad on ESPN Radio at your next appointment and receive a free bleaching kit or $100 off in-office accelerated whitening. Call 226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Hey, it's Ty Richardson, and we are live at Lily's Sandwich Shop in the Bakery District. Jose, but what we got whipping up today, man?
Man, today's special, we have the French Toast Turkey Melt, kind of a special sandwich. It really didn't put us on the map, but it did put a star by our name.
Daily specials every day at the award-winning Lily's Sandwich Shop. And if you don't believe me, ask Lily.
My name is Lily. My papa makes the best sandwiches at Lily's Sandwich. I'm buying them at the Bakery District today.
Fall is here, and that means cooler weather, football, and family, which makes it the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart, your family's #1 tire store. Southern Tire Mart is your trusted partner for top quality tires, professional services, and competitive pricing. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let us ensure your vehicle is ready for anything fall brings your way. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
The long wait is almost over, Waldron. Wave Rural Connect will be opening the Waldron Zone for orders November the 18th. If you registered before the 18th, you still need to put in your product order when Waldron opens. Amazing fiber internet and phone, all from a local provider in Ozark, Arkansas, is coming to Waldron. Pre-register online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Looking to protect yourself and your family this flu season? Law's Drug Store at 6802 Rogers Avenue offers the latest vaccines for adults and seniors in both COVID-19 and the flu. Law's Drug Store has friendly pharmacists ready to assist you with no appointment necessary. Call 452-6116. It's quick, it's easy, and in most cases, free with your insurance. Law's Drug Store, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind Outback Steakhouse. Open 6 days a week to care for you and your family.
Why do people love Shamrock Liquor Warehouse? Simple. They've got it all. 70 years in business, 15,000 square feet of choices. They buy in volume so you can save. What else? How about the largest selection of everything? Shamrock's got it. Special orders? Shamrock's got it. Convenient drive-through, open 6 days a week? Shamrock's got it. Need a keg for your party? Shamrock's got it. Load up at Shamrock Liquor Warehouse at the corner of Midland and Riverfront Drive in Fort Smith.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. If you're needing a used car, we've got them. Everything from the most affordable cash cars to road-ready certified with warranty. The best used cars your money can buy. And we've got a finance option for everyone, whether you have great credit and you're looking for the best rate or you're needing to build your credit with a reputable lender. We've got you. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath.
The best things in life never change. They just get better, like Hardee's Original Bag, just $6.99. Loaded with fries, a drink, and 2 full-size favorites. A juicy charbroiled double cheeseburger, melty hot ham and cheese sandwich, or crispy hand-breaded chicken tender wrap. Choose any 2 plus fries and a drink, all only $6.99. Hardee's Original Bag, loaded with handcrafted goodness. It's the greatest meal deal for your buck. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game.
ESPN 95.3.
We passed upon the stair. Spoken wasn't well, although I wasn't there. Said I was a strand, which came as a surprise. I spoke into his eyes, I thought you died alone a long time ago. Oh no, not me, we never lost control.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Want to jump in the conversation? Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Bill King hosts Monday through Friday on WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio. He is on the air from 6 until 9 every day, and he is the king of college football talk, and we always appreciate his time on a Tuesday afternoon. Bill, good afternoon. Happy Election Tuesday, Taco Tuesday, Poll Tuesday, since we see one later tonight, too.
Kind of an overwhelming day, right? A lot on the table, but all good, man. Good to be with you guys.
Yeah, no kidding. But as far as the committee's poll is concerned, this just kind of lays out what has to happen over the next, basically the next 5 weeks until we see the poll that will set up the first 12-team playoff. So, any idea what you think you may see today? We were kicking around, what do you do with Tennessee against Penn State? Or do you worry too much about like one spot in the top 12 right now, considering there's so much football left to play?
I know folks are worrying about it. My stance is we've still got a lot to negotiate. But, for example, you just mentioned Tennessee. Tennessee at 10-2, assuming they lose at Georgia, which I'm pretty sure they will. Still got to beat Vanderbilt, too, which is not what you would anticipate it being. I'm not sure. I think they're about 50-50. There's going to be some 10-2 teams that get their feelings hurt. Now, every year we're going to have feelings hurt. But this year, we're not used to the 12-teamer. So that's likely to happen. Tennessee fans are already paranoid. What if Alabama goes 10-2, which means they beat LSU on the road, means they beat Georgia, gets in ahead of Tennessee 10-2. Tennessee beat them head-to-head. That could happen.
Hey, Bill, we had a tough one on the Hill this last week up here for Arkansas fans. Ole Miss came in and kind of smacked us around. We never really, we were kind of like Chris Rock and they were Will Smith. We never really had a chance. But going forward, like we got a lot of people were kind of emotional, I guess, looking at it. But we get a bye week. You get 3 games. Texas, La Tech, Missouri. You find a way, let's say you win La Tech, Missouri, then win your bowl game. You could finish this season with a 3-game win streak. Going forward, give us some solace. Give us some comfort with this Arkansas program going forward for the rest of the year.
I really think that they have found solid footing, is what it looks like right now. This is a much improved team. They got what Ole Miss ought to be when Ole Miss plays their A game. That's what they got. South Carolina game on the road was close to that. Ole Miss controlled them, didn't score as many points, but they controlled that game up front. And that's the misfortune that Arkansas had there. You got all those transfers and all that talent. You got their very best, and that's part of it. No, I think that is something to build on in recruiting and obviously receiving talent in the transfer portal. I think that is a very positive outcome.
Well, it did look to me like Ole Miss played like they had more at stake.
Like their backs are against the wall.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't want to put it in terms of that the Hogs just took their foot off the pedal, but I had a sense that a win over Mississippi State means you're going to go to a bowl game. Ole Miss has other aspirations, and they've been very public about it. And to me, they played like a team that knows they got to win every game they have left.
No question. No question. And can't afford to look ahead. You're going to Fayetteville. You can't look ahead to Georgia, which is coming up for them. And they're a slight underdog in that matchup. But, yes, you can ill afford another loss. That will take what I consider the best Ole Miss roster I've seen in my lifetime and underachieving with it if they go 9-3.
What a big game. I don't know if what Kirby Smart defense is going to show up. If I still think Jackson Dart will turn it over if you put pressure on him. Phil had brought up that Carson Beck has been turning the ball over the last couple games. I think it could be one of those games where you're going to have to score 40 points to win. How do you see Ole Miss? You give them any type of puncher's chance this week against Georgia?
If Georgia's not on their game, if Georgia comes out and they play like Texas, I don't think Ole Miss wins. Georgia is what they're doing this year is not new. I know a couple of years ago, before Missouri had the 10-win record a year ago, I believe it was in 22, they went up to Missouri, played a very bad team, and were in trouble in the fourth quarter. I've seen them do this, and they'll play down to opponents. They won't lose those games, but they'll play down to far inferior opponents, and then everybody assumes something's wrong, and then they play somebody highly ranked, and they whoop them. You have to be really careful with them. They don't really care about style points. They don't need them. And they do try and play liberally a whole lot of players, particularly in the trenches and on defense. But I think they got a puncher's chance. And they're a little banged up at safety, Georgia, which is a mild concern. And Carson Beck, guys, has thrown 6 picks in the last 2 games. He threw in the dominating win over Texas there, he threw 3. And then last week he threw 3 down in Gainesville. He is the look in his eyes right now when things aren't going right is one of discomfort and fear. And I don't mean pain like physically. He looks like a guy whose confidence is very shaky at times.
And that's what makes this Ole Miss team this year so much different than any of the other teams that we've seen. You've even said it. You think it's the best team they've ever had, at least personnel-wise. This is a defense that can flat out play. I mean, I thought Kiffin was brilliant going for it on 4th and goal at the 1 in the first quarter because he knew full well that if they didn't make it, that it's Arkansas at the 1 and his pass rush is going to get after them, which is exactly what they did. I could see a scenario where Ole Miss, somehow gets to Carson Beck on Georgia's territory, turns that into a short field, turns that into some points. I think it's a scenario that's very much in play. What's the situation with the Georgia offensive line? Have they struggled? Have they been good this year? Is that one of the reasons why Beck may be throwing some of these INTs?
They were bringing in tackle after tackle upon graduation, and he'd be a high draft pick. Right now, they don't have those 2 tackles on that level. They're good. Their best lineman is Tate Ratledge, who is a guard, and he's been hurt. Now, he's playing now, but he had been out for a long stretch. That had been a problem. And, guys, not that I'm going to be a brilliant football mind here, but you can't replace Brock Bowers. You just can't. And Ladd McConkey was vastly underrated. We all know how good he was. They're not real attractive by standards we would hold them now. Keep that in mind. At the receiving positions. They're good at running back with Etienne and Frazier. Frazier's a freshman. And, again, the quarterback situation is consistently right now inconsistent.
Bill, there's a huge one coming up. I think one of these 2 teams are going to be a playoff 12. I don't know which one, and I'm interested to see what the committee has, Alabama, LSU, where they start this evening. But they're both coming off a bye week. Both of them are going to be favored after this week in their next 3 games. They're both going to be favored. Who are you riding with? Which one of these, when it's said and done, Alabama or LSU's in the playoff 12?
Guys, you're going to watch an elimination game. The loser is out. That's it. It would take a November that we couldn't even imagine or predict for one of them to recover from this as far as playoff appearance would be concerned. I'm playing mental gymnastics with this one. I would typically like Alabama here. This Alabama team is a little bipolar. I don't know what they're doing offensively with Milroe in the first half. They're not running. Now, in the second half, they run him. I don't know if that's a plan. I'm not sure, but you have to take advantage of what might be the best running back in the country in Jalen Milroe, the quarterback. And they're not doing that in the first half of the game, which would loosen up the passing game. I notice this every game, and it irritates me, and I've never gotten a clear answer on it. And I don't know if they're trying to preserve him and pace him or what, but that's something I've got to see. And LSU's defense, which had been playing well, we all know fell apart at A&M. So now we're a little bit more concerned than maybe we were the last couple of weeks.
Bill, let's leave it there.
Okay.
Enjoy the election coverage, and if you do watch this playoff show tonight as well. But like you said, it just kind of lays out what the games mean over the next few weeks.
Got to show your hand, right?
Yep, that's right.
Thanks, Bill.
Bill King,
Thanks,
Nashville Sports Radio, with us each Tuesday on Halftime. Want to get over to Crabtree RV Center in Alma if you're thinking about RV adventures over the next few months. They got the perfect RV on lot. Works for you and your family. You just got to talk to one of their outstanding staff members. They've got the service and parts department on site. They're going to make sure that you are set up perfectly and your family's dreams come true. They've been doing it for over 70 years and 4 generations right there in Alma, I-40, I-49 junction beside the Cracker Barrel, and online at crabtreerv.com. Quick break. It's the home stretch of halftime. Calls and texts at 877-377-6963. Stay with us.
Pain don't hurt. This is Halftime. You can now download our new app in the iTunes or Google Play Store. Listen anytime and anywhere on your favorite mobile device. Just search Hit That Line now.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
There's big news in the mobile sports betting business. Bet Saracen was just named the 15th largest sports book in America. That's because Arkansans like to do business with a winner. Find all your winners on Bet Saracen. Download it today and look for my RR prop bet specials. I pick them, you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
Are you ready to build your company's dream team? Just like in sports, finding skilled players is essential for success. With Robert Half's winning combination of specialized recruiting professionals and award-winning AI, we'll help you find the MVPs and key role players who will have you hanging banners in the rafters. Because in business, it's all about having the experienced team on your side. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com today.
You're listening to Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Walk-Ons is always a win, whether it's for a post-game celebration, drinks with the crew, or an easy weeknight dinner. Walk-Ons has you covered. Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers and cocktails. Dig into their mouth-watering menu items like po' boys, gumbo, and voodoo shrimp, plus fan favorites like juicy burgers and fresh salads. Find your nearest location in Rogers, Fayetteville, Fort Smith, Conway, and Little Rock, or order online or in the app. Walk-On Sports Bistro for the win.
The long wait is almost over, Waldron. Wave Rural Connect will be opening the Waldron Zone for orders November the 18th. If you registered before the 18th, you still need to put in your product order when Waldron opens. Amazing fiber internet and phone, all from a local provider in Ozark, Arkansas, is coming to Waldron. Pre-register online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Looking for a healthcare provider that truly listens to you? At Elite Wellness and Aesthetics, their team of nurse practitioners offer personalized healthcare with their in-house labs. Get fast results. Elite Wellness goes beyond just treating symptoms. Their holistic approach addresses the root causes of your well-being. Whether it's preventative care, illness, or exploring natural treatments, your health journey begins with Elite Wellness and Aesthetics. Call 479-242-9355 for your appointment or visit FortSmithElite.com. Elite Wellness and Aesthetics, getting to know you inside and out.
Man, I wish I knew you were here. We hear that every day at In Stock Parts, located off Highway 45 across from the cold storage in Fort Smith. Are you a maintenance technician, landscaper, farmer, or do-it-yourselfer in need of bearings, belts, or roller chain? Or safety supplies like gloves, safety glasses, or earplugs? Maybe you need drill bits, tap and die sets, lubricants, or even a gas-powered pump or generator. Don't waste your time driving around. Stop by In Stock Parts, your industrial parts resource, or check them out online at InStockParts.com. In Stock Parts.
Hey, is your roof leaking? Do you have hail or wind damage? Is it just looking old and worn out? If so, you need to call Hoghead Roofing, a family-owned and operated roofing company where the #1 customer is you. They will give you their honest opinion on whether your roof needs replaced or repaired. They have folks that have worked on the insurance side so they can assist with all claims. Licensed, insured, and ready to serve you. Call Hoghead Roofing today at 479-522-0840. God bless.
Watch every Hog game this season at Joe's Grill and Cantina, your home for half-price apps and taps during every Hog game. With TVs all around the restaurant, you'll have a front-row seat for all the action. Half-price appetizers like Joe's Sampler Platter, ballpark nachos, 10-layer dip, brisket nachos, and Mexican pizza. And ask about Joe's tailgate packages to make your football experience even better in the comfort of your home. Half-price apps and taps for every Hog game at Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
I wish you could feel like dolphins can swim. Keep us together. We can be
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Want to jump in the conversation? Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Today is day one at the SEC soccer tournament for Arkansas Razorback soccer. Coach Hale and his team taking on Georgia in a 2-7 matchup. Hogs have the lead. It is late in the second half, 1-0 Arkansas. I got it on my YouTube TV here, Matt, and you got me watching a little more soccer than I've watched before in my life. I am not used to seeing the time counting down when I'm watching footy. This is almost like I'm watching American sports. I mean, they've got the clock counting downward. Aren't we supposed to be counting up to 90? What's going on here?
You also you put the home team first in Europe, so in the home team second here. But yeah, because there's not an at, it's V. It's versus instead of that over there. But the home team, it's almost like boxing. You say the champion first, so you say the home team, and then over here we say the visiting team first because we have some Southern hospitality.
They're just a little bit different over there and just about everything that goes on.
They add extra vowels into all these words going on. Like, what am I supposed to do now?
I mean, they put accent marks on top of some of these letters, man. There's all these other languages that do the same thing. Can't we just stick to the letters? I used to learn a couple of those languages, too. Took Hebrew growing up since I got bar mitzvahed. That's right to left reading. That's a little bit different. I don't really think you need to be reading that right now because I don't know what any of the words mean any longer. Not like I did to begin with. Maybe at some point. Took maybe 7 years of French.
I only took 2, so come see, come saw is that's all I retained.
Ouvre la fenêtre, which is something you do the moment
let's go baseball.
Well, that's what you do when you walk into the studio is you open the window because the air does get stuffy in this studio here.
Well, I think it's some humidity from all the open water bottles.
Gotta be that. A little bit too moist in the air here. 50% of our listeners just puked all over the place. Goonie wants to get Curt Cignetti here at Arkansas, the Indiana coach.
Indiana coach, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Look, I mean, that's lightning. It's not to poo-poo the guy's record or anything. I mean, he has won everywhere he has gone, just like Kalen DeBoer went everywhere he gone. I don't know if DeBoer got job offers after his first year at Washington. But don't you want to feel like the if you catch lightning in a bottle for one season, that you find a way to keep some of the lightning in the bottle for the next year? It's like look at TCU and Sonny Dykes. I mean, they haven't anything like that season where they go to the national championship game. I mean, there just is no guarantee that Cignetti would take that kind of success at Indiana and translate it to Arkansas next year. I think part of the other aspect is, too, Brian brought this up in the first hour when he called us at 877-377-6963. The schedule next year is awfully tough because those top 10 teams that have come into Fayetteville this year, you're going there next year. You're playing at LSU.
And Notre Dame is at Oklahoma State.
At Texas. At Tennessee. Notre Dame comes in, yes. You get A&M at Razorback Stadium, but you're going to be playing in 3 100,000-seat stadiums, over 100,000-seat stadiums. So you put Curt Cignetti at Arkansas with that schedule, keeping in mind, if you bring in a new coach, you're going to have a whole different set of players. I mean, completely different set of players and coaches. Now what happens? Do they win their first 8 or 9 games playing Northwestern and Michigan State and Iowa and Illinois and whoever else Indiana may or may not have played in the Big Ten? I think it'd go a little bit different here.
Yeah, how many bowl teams do they beat? That's always a question. Or it's always something I like to look at. I tend to, Man, I want to see how we do these last 3 games. I don't want to blow it up yet. Now, let's say we get beat 49-0 against Texas, and then we lose, 41-12 against Missouri. Then maybe we're just beating a dead horse by then. But if we can, I think we're going to compete with Texas. I think it's going to look closer to the LSU game, closer to the Texas A&M game, closer to the Tennessee game. I don't think it's going to get away from us and be 63-32 type of game.
It's just my faith in the defense is shaken some from
get
from
a week
63.
to rest a little bit, work on. I don't know how much tackling they do in practice anymore, but our tackling has went downhill. You got to stay with your guy. They were throwing guys that were just open. I mean, just 7 yards open. It was a bad, whatever. I don't know what to say, but the defensive performance was the worst of the year.
You realize too, like how many of our listeners and fans had Sam fired before the season even started. I mean, we were talking about we weren't bringing it up. Other people were in August. Who's going to be the next coach? Who's going to be the next coach? I think some of them are just surprised that they've gotten to November with the same coaching staff.
And that's what I'm saying to my point. Let's say we compete against Texas. I think we can beat them, but let's say we compete and it is like a game like A&M and it's just a 1-score game. And then you beat La Tech, then you beat Missouri, then you win a bowl game. Don't you think everybody, that's winning 3 in a row. You get to 8 wins this year. And maybe you're buying into the wrong concept there, but I think we're going to have a lot of guys on this roster right now in the 2 deep are going to be back next year in the 2 deep. They're going to have an off season. You're going to have bowl practice. You're going to have spring ball. You got to use this transfer portal. This is the most significant, most important transfer portal in the history of Arkansas football Razorback program coming up. It is. It's because we've only had 3 of them, right? 4 of them, whatever. So this is the number one most important. You got a quarterback. You got an offensive coordinator. You got an absolute stud running back. Got to go get another one of those. Got to go get another Andrew Armstrong. Got to get a couple D linemen. Go. Is there a safety out there? You need to go. You got to go get somebody that's as good as McLaughlin. What was he? A 4th-round pick, undrafted, but he can play on Sundays. You just got to get some guys that can go. But I think there's opportunity there because I think our 2 deep will be better next year. And it's just, I'm telling you, being a quarterback. In that situation and learning how much information he's had to process in the last 6 months, let him take a breath. Let him do spring ball. Taylor Green will he'll look miles better next year.
So I was listening to a radio show outside of town earlier this morning on my drive in, and they're talking about Auburn and the idea of trying to keep the team interested still. And
we could go get number 5. I don't know if number 5 on their team's a senior, but
that receiver.
He's one of the best receivers. And if you would have put him on Tennessee or Alabama or Texas, that dude would be up there. But he can't find a quarterback to throw him the ball.
Auburn. There's only one SEC team right now that is out of bowl contention. That's Mississippi State. Kentucky, Auburn, and they'd have to win out in order to make one, but. I'm not here to tell you it's going to happen, but they should feel that they've got at least a little something to play for. But they're already, at least those hosts were in the mindset of looking ahead to next year. What is it that you need and everything? This team here at Arkansas, it's not that they have everything that they were hoping for right in front of them, but these next 3 games are really what decide what goes into the rest of the season. By this point last year, I'd felt a little bit of the same way. With 3 games left, you had just beaten Florida. You knew you weren't going to make a bowl game because at that point it was impossible, if I remember correctly. But those next 3 games really shook my confidence in the ability to motivate. It's like, and these next 3 games, they are everything. They are everything in order to try to whatever momentum there is going into this next offseason, these next 3 games are what keep that going, however much there is. And there's some momentum here. There's more momentum at other places in the SEC, and there's other schools where they're going backwards, even with a 1st or 2nd year coach.
No, that's important. It is just for the movement, for the vibe, for the revolution, so to speak. You don't want to go 1-2 in these last 3 games and get beat by 30 by Texas and get beat by 20 by Missouri and then limp into a bowl game what, how you selling that. If you can compete with Texas, show you belong. That's a team. We beat Tennessee. Everybody right now has them in the playoff 12. Let's see what the committee has them. So that's a playoff team. And then Tennessee's a good football team. I think we're going to play extremely well against Texas and play better. But if it goes out there and it's 49-17, then Missouri does the same thing, then maybe you're right. Maybe we do need some changes.
I hope Keon Stewart's able to get back to practice, because Sam was asked about him after the loss against Ole Miss, and he said, well, he's any running he's done has been in the pool. He hasn't really been able to run on grass yet, and we're still waiting for that, so he hasn't been at practice yet. And it's not all on one player coming back, but the depth at the position of cornerback is at a place where they moved Hudson Clark from safety to cornerback, and he's much better at safety. I mean, they moved him there because he's played cornerback before, but that's not his position. I love Hudson Clark. I know he plays really hard and loves being a Razorback, but his position is safety. They moved him there out of need, or just the idea that there wasn't anybody else they had any confidence could play that position. Here's somebody who's done it before. Getting Stewart back, I'm not here to say like this is a panacea to ail the secondary, but he's just needing at least another body that they feel they can trust.
Did we leave Metcalf at Jordan-Hare Stadium? Isn't he a D-back that had the game of his life, and like you just singing his praises? Then where's he been the last month?
I mean, he's still there. I can still see him flying around.
He's still flying around.
Yeah, he got his hand on a ball the other game. It's just you haven't had those impact plays. It's tough to create. What was it? 3 interceptions in that game?
3 turnovers.
3 turnovers.
He tipped
That's right.
one up. Somebody else got it. He stopped that fumble when he was walking into the end zone. He talk about a defensive game, and I got excited watching him play. And sometimes you just kind of flash. You have a game here or there. You'd like for it to be a little more consistent.
Well, against Texas, the defense has to do enough to be able to keep you in the ball game so that your offense has an opportunity to do something. And I felt that's what the LSU game was. Offense obviously didn't get anything moving, and they haven't been able to really show that they can.
We can't score 24. Like we can't
when it matters.
Yeah,
like 31 against Ole Miss, when most of that was in the second half and the game was out of hand by then. I don't look at that and say, yeah, that means they can score 31 against.
That's
really
like
good
Mississippi State scoring 25 on us. Same thing.
Yeah. So offensively, there's going to have to be a big uptick too. Really, because Texas is going to get some of their points. That's going to be a tough offense.
They're going to score 30. Texas is going to put up 30 on us. Is the offense going to be ready to play? Is the defense going to cause some turnovers? Are you going to get Quinn Ewers' jersey dirty? If he's not, Jackson Dart and Musmeyer, the 2 best quarterbacks we played this year, we didn't put any havoc on them at all.
Haven't really had a good game against a veteran quarterback yet. And that speaks to the level of the quarterbacks that you played too. I was really impressed with Nussmeier. I've been impressed with him in other games, not just against Arkansas. Dart the same way. Maybe Oklahoma State putting up 39 against you was a little more. Well, it wasn't 39 offensive points because they had the pick 6, but that's not really an offense that's in full gear either.
Once a receiver has 3 touchdown catches, maybe we want to put somebody on them. It's like a basketball game. You see the guy come down and shoot a 3-pointer, and then you're like, yeah, we're going to stay in this 2-3 zone, and he comes down. It's like, no. You got to at least, if that's what they're doing, you got to take it away. We got to quit having people set franchise records on us. That's they come into your place and just get a new NIL deal because they set a record on you.
But there's nowhere to go but up from this past game, right? At least in the second day. Absolutely nowhere to
you got
go
a little,
but up.
You know what, Phil? You're right. You're a competitor. You got a little pride about you. You're going to come out here and play better. That's what I think. I really think we're going to play really well against Texas.
877-377-6963 if you want to get with us, and we'll wrap up halftime right after this quick break.
It makes me bleed my own blood. Nobody. This is halftime.
For too long, our rural communities have been left behind. It shouldn't matter where you live. Everyone needs access to the justice system. I'm Justice Rhonda Wood, and I'm running for Chief Justice of the Arkansas Supreme Court. I understand the challenges that our rural communities face. and I've worked to create solutions for courts across the state. I will make improving our justice system in rural communities a priority as your next Chief Justice. I'm Rhonda Wood, and I'm asking for your vote on November 5th, because Arkansas is stronger when our communities are stronger.
Paid for by Wood for Justice. Witz Marine, your authorized Mercury dealer, is ready to take care of your winterization needs. With cold weather just around the corner, be sure to get your Mercruiser stern drives drained and flushed with antifreeze. For those with outboards, it's a great time to change the oil and service the lower unit. Plus, treat your fuel for a trouble-free next season. Don't get caught this winter. It's also a great time to repower the old boat with a new reliable Mercury engine. That's Witz Marine, your authorized repower center. 823 North 11th next to Wheeler Power Sports in Fort Smith.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance.
See Agent Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
I know we're always on the go, heading to Fayetteville, Little Rock, Oklahoma City, and you need a place to fill up. But not just for gas. I need snacks, drinks, and a restroom that doesn't make me throw up. That's why my new favorite pit stop is Jam Mart number 10, located at 6201 Grand Avenue on the way out of town. I can't stop by without getting something from their hot box or a fresh-made burger. That's Jam Mart number 10, located at 6201 Grand Avenue in Fort Smith.
Metal Mart offers high-quality prefabricated metal buildings, metal roofing, custom trim shop, carports, and more. They strive to be a company where contractors as well as do-it-yourselfers are welcome. Metal Mart assists you in calculating the materials needed to complete your project, all at a rate you can afford. Stop by 7320 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith or call 648-3342. You can also catch them online at metalmarts.com. Metal Mart, the right material for the right price.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Harrod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 4th Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook, where you can check out their work.
The Study Basketball Training has moved to the Hangout in Fort Smith. With basketball training classes from kindergarten through high school, there is a spot for your athlete. Depending on your skill set and training needs, the Study offers 3 class options: fundamentals, advanced, and 94 feet. You can also work on your explosiveness with Vertimax training or perfect your shot on the Dr. Dish machine. The Hangout, 5400 Gary Street, or thestudyhoops.com for more details. Fitness, sports, and now the Study Basketball Training. Let's hang out.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Are you in the market for a new office printer or multifunction device? Look no further. At Dixie Digital Imaging, we bring a legacy of experience and a rock-solid reputation. Our state-of-the-art solutions are tailored to meet your business needs seamlessly. Why settle for anything less? Call us now at 479-783-6600 to get a quote on your next office printer or multifunction device. Elevate your office efficiency with Dixie Digital Imaging, where experience and reputation meet excellence. That's Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Listen to yourself, sharing work, something's on needs. Tell me some your wrong needs. Beat it up a knock, speak, grind, no string, done, ladder, something platter with beer, fight down. Wire in the fire, representing 7 gears, and the government for hire, the combat side. Left to us coming in a hurry with the furies breathing down your neck. Team my team reporters, Babble Trump, Kevin Crop, look at that, no plane, fine, yeah, overflow, population, common, people, it'll do, shake yourself, save yourself, warm up, shut your tongue, needs, listen to your heart, you tell me with the rapture, with the reverend, and the right, patriotic, slam, fight, right, feeling pretty sight, it's the end of the world, as we know it.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Want to jump in the conversation? Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
You're looking for college football tonight. There should be some action once we get into November. Conference USA and the American Conference step out of the way for the MAC in the middle of the week. This is their ownership of the middle of the week. There it is. Bowling Green at Central Michigan. Miami, Ohio at Ball State. Who needs the college football playoff or election news tonight? We need action so we can enjoy some college football. It's also trading deadline day, Matt. It is
Detroit Lions, they making a move?
Let's see.
That would be the one.
Steelers have traded for Mike Williams from the Jets.
Saw where Christian McCaffrey's back for the 49ers.
He's coming back, huh?
Well, Achilles is tough. We'll see.
I can't imagine he's anything close to the
Might
same
be
player.
a heady play, man. It might be the smartest thing Kyle Shanahan's done, because you think of Philly and Saquon Barkley setting all these records right now. We don't really need you running. You need your running back the last 6 games of the season and the playoffs. If he's healthy and he comes back, you just getting him ready. That might be the headiest move the 49ers have made.
Well, there was a play in the I was watching the Broncos this past Sunday. They ran a Philly special on a 4th and goal.
Oh, what a catch. I saw that.
Yeah. Your boy Bo Nix, he made quite the catch at the goal line.
Athlete.
They start thinking, I don't know many quarterbacks that can make a catch like that. And I thought to myself, I work with one 5 days a week.
Jalen Hurts, he might be able. Now, Kellen Moore's he's the OC for Philly, isn't he? Okay. I was trying to think who the OC for Denver. I guess it's Sean Payton, if you want to.
Did he draw? Did Kellen draw up the backwards flip or the backwards leap by Saquon?
Was he Boise State when they had that Statue of Liberty against Oklahoma?
That's right.
Well, I guarantee you, anytime you see a double reverse pass or anything that works, every team goes in and puts it in their arsenal and their verbiage. Anytime you see something like Coach Nutt was the best of that. Anytime you'd see something each week, we'd have that in, so you'd have it in if you need it.
Something to keep you interested, something just a little bit different than usual.
If they give you that look, it's all based on look and scheme and numbers. They give you that look and you can check to it. It's a beautiful thing when it works.
Yeah, we do have the NFL trading deadline today. What else do I see? The Commanders have traded for Marcus Lattimore. Cowboys have traded a 4th rounder to the Panthers and are getting Jonathan Mingo in return. So it's, of course, a lot of these. Remember Mingo from Ole Miss a couple of years ago. Trading deadline is such a major thing when it comes to Major League Baseball. And it's the kind of thing that I just know there's a little bit of nerves about, like, where am I going? Is somebody going somewhere? Is that the same in the NFL at this time? Because you just don't see as many trades. Sometime a team will not even have a trade for 2 or 3 years. And in baseball, it's just the way business is done.
That's the fear of the unknown in football. You got to go through your doctor and pass a physical. It's easier to pass a physical in baseball and basketball. Football, man, each game, it's a collision sport. It's tough to get in there. And then I'd say it's more intricate to learn. It's harder to learn an NFL playbook than it is a baseball playbook. Like it's a little bit tougher to learn that.
I don't know, Matt. I've seen the Arkansas baseball playbook. It is really thick.
Hey, yeah, they're
It's as thick as a Chinese menu. You get a couple of base running plays. You get a few plays in the field. Not quite the same. Definitely not quite the same. Well, good stuff. Always good to be in the studio with you guys today. Hope if you are registered to vote that you exercise your right. To those who choose not to, hey, that's also your right as well. So let's keep it peaceful today, huh? For Matt Jones.
Good work.
For Colton Little, Christian Johnston, I'm Phil Elson. That's halftime today. We invite you to download the Eastside Liquor podcast and stay tuned for Uskin and Zach. And at the same time, get up, get out, and get better.